Hi everyone, I am slowly but surely coming up on the end of my PokeRogue coverage. I've just got a few more like challenge runs to do and a few more vouchers to collect. And you know, besides them adding more stuff in the future, I will be done covering the game. So I figured I would make a updated guide video because I made one 6 months ago. It's one of my most popular videos on my channel, PokeRogue tips that help you become a pro. But a lot has changed. The game has changed so much that I figured, hey, let me just start fresh. And this can be kind of just like a big, I guess, introduction to the game. If you already play the game, you might learn some things too, so stick around. I'm just going to be talking a lot about, like, you know, what I personally do. A lot of people ask me, this video is going to answer a lot of questions. Like, people come into my stream and they're like, what are you doing? You know, there's a lot to cover here. So before we can really get into like the meat and potatoes of things though, I feel like I need to explain the basics of PokeRogue, because I think I do this thing where I come into things and I have this assumption of like, yeah, everybody knows how everything works already, when it's not the case. You know, just because I know and a lot of my viewers know, doesn't mean that every single person, you know, looking to understand PokeRogue knows. So what is PokeRogue? PokeRogue is a game where you know, in the basic mode, classic mode, you go from floor 1 to floor 200. And I mean, I guess the best way I can show you is just by starting a save file really fast. We'll just pick the 3 basic starters. This is just a really fast example. So we come in here. Your game won't be this fast right away. That's going to be a setting that you have to change. But yeah, as you can see up in the top left here, Town 1 tells you where you are, how much money you have, the Pokemon you're facing, and yeah, just take out the Pokemon in front of you, and it will, you know, you'll get a reward screen. Okay, you can pick one of these items, or you can use money to buy one of these items. I'll just take the X attack because I don't really care about anything else right now. And then it takes you to floor 2. And specific floors have specific things happen. Certain floors, just anything can happen. You can face a trainer, you can face a wild Pokemon. You can face a new mystery encounter, which is new to the game. But yeah, pretty much you just battle. There's no like overworld. You know, in main series Pokemon games, there's an overworld where you control a character and you walk around. None of that in this game. So yeah, that's basically PokeRogue. You go from floor 1 to floor 200. You can play with retries on. So, you know, if I were to lose to this wormhole right here, there's a setting where you can play with retries on, so it can say, hey, do you want to try that again from that floor you were just on? Or if you're like me, I don't like playing with retries on, so if you lose, you just go back to the start and start with a new team. And it's random, you know. There are specific floors where specific things happen. Like, for example, on floor 8, you will battle your rival, which depends on your gender. If you're a guy, your rival is Ivy. If you're a girl, your rival is Finn. The gender of the character doesn't matter. I think there's maybe some dialogue options that might be different. I'm not entirely sure, but they have like a theme to how their team works. They have a starter Pokemon plus a bird, and those are all random from all the generations. It's a roguelike. If you're familiar with roguelikes at all, this should be making sense. And yeah, like the rival, you will see the rival a few times throughout the run. Floor 8, floor 25, floor 55, floor 95, floor 145, floor 195. Those are all the rival battles. There's gym battles, Elite Four battles, evil team battles, and like all of those are random. And that is the gist of classic mode. Once you beat classic mode for the first time, you unlock challenge mode and endless mode. If you want to unlock endless mode spliced, you have to beat the game with a Pokemon fusion, but we'll go into that later. But yeah, let's reel it back a bit. So let's say you're starting a PokeRogue for the first time. Your starter selection will not look like this. Your starter selection will actually look closer to this. This is called the Fresh Start Challenge. Basically treats you as if you've never played the game before. Your Pokemon won't look shiny and have all these like bells and whistles. They'll just be like the generic like Pokemon and their original cost, because you can reduce the cost of Pokemon. As you can see down here in the bottom left, or bottom right rather, there is a cost to starting, and that cost is 10. You can only bring up to cost 10. So, you know, if you're starting with just the 3 the starter Pokemon from the main games, or the first partner Pokemon, you can only bring 3 of them, because that maxes out your cost to 9 out of 10, and there's no partner Pokemon here that costs 1. The lowest is Chikorita, which is cost 2, naturally. So yeah, you just have to strategize, like, okay, you know, which Pokemon do I want to bring? And something really cool is, you know, there's some of these starters that are a little bit better than others. Like Fuecoco is probably one of the best. He's cost 4. and then you can bring 2 cost 3s, and yeah, you'll hit 10 out of 10. But yeah, that's kind of how cost works. You have to, like, you know, balance. You know, you can take a really expensive Pokemon that's cost 7 and it's really, really strong, but then that means you've only got really room for like 1 or 2 more lower cost Pokemon, you know what I mean? And to get those Pokemon, you can hatch eggs or you can catch them. Eggs you can get from the egg gacha, which you can, you know, spin the egg gacha. There's 3 different gacha machines. There's move up, legendary up, or shiny up. The legendary up changes every single day. I personally like spamming shiny up because I like getting shiny Pokemon. Basically, higher chance to get shiny odds. But yeah, to get these vouchers that you can see up here, you just get them through playing the game. You can get them from beating gym leaders. If you beat a new gym leader or Elite Four member that you've never beat before, you will get a 5 egg voucher. If you've beat them before and you beat them again, you will get a 1 pull voucher. I think if you beat classic mode for the first time, you get the 10 pull voucher, or maybe it's the 25. I don't. It's been a long time since I beat classic mode, but either way, just by playing the game, sometimes in the reward shop you will just get an egg voucher. You can just take that, and you can start pulling eggs. That's one way to do it. There's new mystery encounters where if you beat a specific trainer, they will give you eggs. And yeah, there's like 4 different categories of egg. I'll pull some really fast just so you guys can see. If we go to my egg list here, yeah, we got 2 actually. There's a legendary egg, which it takes 100 floors to hatch. A common egg, which takes 10 floors to hatch, a rare egg, which takes 25 floors to hatch, and an epic egg, which takes 50 floors to hatch. Of course, different type of Pokemon. You know, box legendaries is usually what you can expect to see from legendary eggs. Not so great Pokemon, or Pokemon you expect to see from common eggs. You know, a little bit better Pokemon you see from rare eggs, and the epic eggs have, like, you know, mythicals and like Paradox Pokemon and I think Ultra Beasts and stuff. You know, like the sort of middling legendaries is what you can expect to see from epic eggs. And there is actually an egg pity system. So if you basically don't get like if you just get like a bunch of same stuff, I think it's every 10 eggs or something like that, they guarantee you will get something that you've never had before every 10 eggs. So there is a pity system, which is nice. So that will help you complete your Pokédex. It will give your Pokemon better IVs, because there is IVs in this game. If you're familiar with that, IVs are basically just like, it's just a stat that makes your Pokemon stronger. For example, my Bulbasaur almost has perfect IVs. You know, each stat, HP, attack, defense, speed, special defense, special attack, they all have an IV of maximum of 31. Throughout my playthrough of hatching 15 Bulbasaur eggs and catching 2 Bulbasaurs, as you can see over here, it tells you how many you've caught and hatched. I have almost maxed out my Bulbasaur's IVs, which is pretty cool. I wouldn't obsess too much about IVs. I generally never look at them. But yeah, just by playing the game, you will sort of like hatch better stats on your Pokemon. You'll get better natures, which natures, of course, influence the sort of stats of your Pokemon. So you can have more of a physically offensive Bulbasaur if you made him adamant, which he can be physical, but his moves are more geared to being special, I would say. So you probably want a modest Bulbasaur, for example. But yeah, most of the time, if you don't have a nature that can benefit you, I would recommend just doing a neutral nature. But that's neither here nor there. Of course, like I said, you can hatch shiny Pokemon, you can catch shiny Pokemon, you can catch Pokemon in PokeRogue. There's so many different ways to obtain Pokemon. For the longest time, hidden abilities, for example, have been such a pain in the ass to get, but they recently made them a little bit easier to obtain. There's like certain mystery encounters that you can come across that will allow you to basically upgrade your Pokemon's ability to whatever ability you want, and it will be permanent. Shiny Pokemon in this game, I'm sure most of you guys know about shiny Pokemon. If you don't, shiny Pokemon are different colored Pokemon. I'm like, do I explain what an egg move is? Do I explain what moves are? Because like, I feel like a basic knowledge of Pokemon is required to play this game, and if you don't have a basic knowledge of Pokemon, you will get one just by playing the game. Just give the game a shot. But yeah, that's another thing from eggs. You can get egg moves. I think that's the only way you can actually unlock eggs is via, or egg moves is via eggs, because it's an egg move, you know? Egg moves aren't actually moves that Pokemon aren't always moves that Pokemon can learn in the main series. Like, for example, Sandshrew cannot learn Dire Claw in the main series games. So like a lot of egg moves are like really, really strong. Like Nidoking can't learn King Shield in the main games. It can't learn No Retreat. It can't learn Precipice Blades, and it can't learn Noxious Torque. No Pokemon besides like the Team Starmobile thing can learn Noxious Torque. Like all of this guy's egg moves are not real, but like it makes him really, really powerful. And there's passive abilities too. God, there's so much to go over. Every Pokemon has candy, and this candy can be used to buy its passive ability, and the passive ability is basically just a second ability on that Pokemon. That's literally all it is. So it's the second ability is the same for everyone. So, you know, if you have a Nidoran male with a passive ability, it's always going to be Guts for you and every other PokeRogue player. But you can run Guts with its main ability, Poison Point, Rivalry, or I think his other one is Sheer Force. I don't have his hidden ability unlocked, for example. But yeah, there's like, it may look like I've got like everything that I could ever need in PokeRogue, but there's still so much I'm missing. There's so many shiny Pokemon I'm missing. There's so many passives I need to unlock. Like, there's so much to be done in this game. I have, I think, almost 400 hours in this game, and I'm nowhere near, I guess, in terms of completion in regards to my Pokemon. This is another thing right here. This little pink box. It used to be 3 Pokemon per day. It's now currently 5 Pokemon per day. Get PokeRogue, which basically means if you start with that Pokemon, it can and will spread to the rest of your party. And it basically just gives you more EXP, which for new players, experience is definitely an issue that I think they come across. Like, one of the biggest tips I can give for playing PokeRogue is when you first start playing the game, just focus on training 1 or 2 Pokemon for maybe the first 50, 60 floors. After that, maybe you can start training other Pokemon, but focus on 1 or 2 Pokemon, and PokeRogue will just kind of help alleviate that. So if you start with a Pokemon with PokeRogue, it'll spread to the rest of your team, and you'll just get more EXP for the whole run, to be honest. I've shiny Pokemon, yeah, different colored shinies. There's 3 different levels of shininess too. Let me see if I can find a shiny Pokemon that has all 3. Yes, we got Solosis right here. So Solosis has all 3 unlocked. It doesn't matter which color which variant I decide to use, because I've unlocked the highest level of shininess. I will always be given luck 3. So shininess is tied with the Pokemon's luck stat. Luck stat is new to PokeRogue. That's not a thing in the official Pokemon games. The luck stat basically affects the item shop. After you beat a battle and you get the item shop that comes up, the luck stat makes it so the higher your luck is, the better items you can get from that item shop. That's pretty much how that works. So you know, the more shiny Pokemon you have with you with more luck, the better your items you're going to get throughout the run, and basically an easier time you're going to have. So shiny Pokemon actually do matter in this, and like I said, it doesn't matter which variant you use. I could use red one, the pink one, the regular colored one, which isn't actually how shiny Solosis works. They've changed some of the actual shiny Pokemon from the main games. I can use whatever one I want. Its luck will still remain at 3. These are just variant colors at this point. But for example, because Scraggy, I only have the first shiny of Scraggy, its luck is only going to be 1. Same with Snivy, I only have its second stage of shininess unlocked, so its luck is only going to be 2, regardless of which form I decide to use. The shiny forms are known as just common, rare, and epic. There's so much to talk about. Pokemon can hold multiple items in this game. So, you know, let's continue our little makeshift run we had going on here. We're hatching, I forgot to hatch this on my stream. Cool. I can give Bulbasaur this Leppa Berry, and in the main games, Bulbasaur would only be able to hold that Leppa Berry. But in PokeRogue, you can actually make them hold multiple. So as you can see in the top here, Bulbasaur has a Leppa Berry and a Starf Berry. There is a limit to how many items a Pokemon can hold. Like, for example, on some berries, they can only hold, I think, like 2 or 3, just because I think it used to be 10, but like you can only hold like 2 berries at a time. I think it is 2 or 3. It depends on the berry, right? It's all like balanced to make so things aren't too broken, and also so that, because like it used to be, I think, like you could have 10 of each berry on your Pokemon, which you wouldn't really ever get in classic mode, but in endless mode it was absolutely bonkers, which endless mode is a whole other kettle of fish. I probably won't really discuss it here. Yeah, here we have our first rival battle, which she has a Trico and a Rookidee. I find I get Rookidee a lot. Corviknight's kind of annoying to deal with, but hey. And for beating our rival here, we get the EXP All and a Super EXP Charm, which increases the amount of experience points we get, and non-participants gain a 20% of the single participant's EXP points. So yeah, you get like the game's really smart, and it will give you like rewards relating to what you need as well. So you're not going to get a revive if you have no defeated Pokemon in your party, for example. If you're using like Electabuzz, you're not going to get the Electrolyzer item to evolve him. You know, that's another thing. To evolve certain Pokemon, you need certain items. Like to evolve Kadabra into Alakazam, you need the Link Cable item, because there's no trading in this game. So you need to find the item while you're playing, and you're not going to get the Link Cable if you don't have a Pokemon in your party. that, you know, you're not going to get a link cable with these 3 Pokemon because none of these guys need the link cable, right? So the game's really smart in that way. It just gives you a chance to find what you need when you need it. But yeah, another thing to talk about is certain moves and abilities are only partially or not implemented yet. So for example, Freeze Dry is partially implemented. I'm not sure what part of Freeze Dry isn't implemented because it works for me. It might maybe be the chance to freeze after the fact that isn't implemented. I'm not honestly sure what part of it isn't fully implemented, but it seems to work fine for me. Moves with P at the end of them are generally fine to use. There's just a part of it that isn't fully implemented. But then moves with the N after it, which I don't have anyone in my party here, so let me go find it. I think here we are. Flower Veil, for example, is not implemented at all. So this ability just straight up doesn't work. Same with Friend Guard. Damn, this Pokemon got the short end of the stick. Both of its potential abilities just don't work. That sucks. But at least they let you know, hey, this doesn't work yet, or hey, this isn't fully functioning yet. So you know you can be aware and you don't get screwed over, you know. I played this game early enough where like a lot more moves and abilities weren't implemented. For example, like Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch used to work where like if an opponent swapped, the Pokemon they swapped into would still take Sucker Punch damage, even though it doesn't work like that in the main games. It was kind of like Pursuit low-key. Well, not even. It was like it was so broken. But they fixed it now, so Sucker Punch actually works normally. But yeah, I think the last thing I want to at least touch on for like the basics is, you know, Pokemon can hold multiple items. Pokemon that have like forms like Gigantamax or Mega Evolution, you know, first of all, Gigantamax forms are treated like Mega Evolutions in this game. So for example, Gigantamax Blastoise is a water steel type, and it's got like the plus 100 into, you know, whatever its stats, because that's how Mega Evolutions work. They go from, you know, base 530 to base 630. That's like roughly Mega Blastoise's stat difference. It gains plus 100 to its stats, you know, curated by Game Freak. Basically the PokeRogue developers decided, let's do the same thing for Gmax forms, because that's what they've always been like, a 100 stat total increase. So there are some like custom, like Copperajah is ground steel type, and I think Gmax Garbodor, for example, is a poison steel type. So there is some, like, I guess you can call it Fakemon in this game in that regard. And Gmax forms and Mega Evolutions, you have to find the Mega Bracelet item in the game, and then if you have a Pokemon on your team that can Mega Evolve, you will get the chance to find the Mega Stone or the Max Mushroom to Gigantamax that Pokemon that can Gigantamax. And once you do that, they will permanently, you can disable it, but they will remain in that form. You don't have to enable it every battle. You know, you don't have to, all right, Charizard Mega Evolve. It will beat Charizard Y, and it can hold 5 items. You know, it can hold, there's no like Choice Specs, Choice Band, Life Orb, Choice Scarf in this game, as much as I'd love there to be. I think there's a lot of items in this game already, so they're trying not to, I guess, clog the, you know, there to be too many items. But you can make your Charizard hold all these crazy items and also just be a permanent Mega Charizard Y. It's really cool. There's a lot of like really, like there's a lot of potential for broken stuff in this game. I would recommend, you know, just so I'm not sitting here going over each individual Mega Evolution and Gigantamax form, there is the PokeRogue Wiki, and there is also the, it's called the Yada Dex. I will have links to all these resources in the description, but for example, I can look at Charizard X here, and yeah, it just gives you all this information about the Pokemon. It tells you its passive ability, which is Beast Boost, its normal ability, which is Tough Claws, tells you its egg moves, it tells you its level up set. Like, it gives you all the information you could ever need on this Pokemon. So if you're like, if you don't even know anything about Gigantamax Pokemon, you can literally just type in like Gigantamax and it'll give you a list of all the Gigantamax Pokemon in existence. Like, oh, I didn't know Duraludon had a Gigantamax form. That's really cool. Oh, he gets Lightning Rod as his ability now, and these are his stats. Oh my god, he's got base 175 special attack. That's crazy. You know, I think I have, for the most part, covered the basics. I guess in terms of gaining candy, you can gain candy by just playing the game. Depending on the Pokemon, like for example, this Yungoos right here, it says 8 out of 40. So every time you knock out a Pokemon, doesn't matter if it's a trainer Pokemon or if it's a wild Pokemon, every time you knock out a Pokemon, this guy will gain candy, or will gain points towards gaining a candy. You can also gain candy by catching the Pokemon. For example, if you catch just a regular Yungoos that's not a boss and it's not a shiny, you will get 1 candy for that. If you catch a shiny I think depending on the level of the shiny, it will multiply how many candy you get. If it's a boss shiny, it will multiply how many candy you get. If you hatch a young goose, just a normal one, you'll get 2 candy. If you hatch a shiny young goose, depending on the level, you will get a multiplication. Like, you can get a lot of candy racked up on a Pokemon just by hatching like a really rare shiny of it. And then once you have, you know, that candy, you can then come over here and you can reduce the cost of a Pokemon. You can buy an egg, and buying an egg of that Pokemon basically just gives you higher odds of getting, I think, getting shinies and also getting like their egg moves you don't have. So for example, if I get like 4 more candy for this Dewpider right here, I can buy an egg and I will have a higher chance, I think, of getting a shiny. If not that, I know I have a higher chance of getting its last egg move that I don't have yet. It's not guaranteed, but it basically just makes your life of, you know, filling out that Pokemon. If you really want to hyper focus on one Pokemon, like I really want to get like the ultimate, you know, Dewpider, you can just spend candy buying eggs for the Pokemon. I personally don't do it too much until I've done everything else, like reducing their cost, because you could reduce the cost of the Pokemon twice, which that's another thing I should probably talk about. There's so much to go over, so I'm sorry if it's really scattered and unorganized, but I'm trying to like cover the basics of the game here. So as I've mentioned, you can start with 10 points here. You can actually reduce the cost of Pokemon to make them, you know, fit on the team easier. For example, as you can see, this Young Goose is 0.5 points. That's because naturally Young Goose, I think, is only costs 1 point. No, naturally he costs 2 points, and he's been reduced twice. So I've had enough candy to reduce him once, which took him from 2 points to 1 point, and then reduce him again, which took him from 1 point to 0.5 points. So the points usually go down by 1, but once you get to 1, it will go down, you know. So for example, I think, yeah, I can still reduce the cost of Weedle here. He's currently 0.5. If I reduce his cost again, it will be 0.25. So like hypothetically, I could fit like 4 Pokemon onto my team that are 0.25 cost for like the price of like I can fit 4 Pokemon and it would only cost 1 point total. Like, you can get some really good value out of these Pokemon, and PokeRogue's kind of motto here is win with your favorites, and I really like that. So like, they've made, you know, if you unlock their passive abilities, their egg moves, just by playing the game, you know, you will eventually be able to like I've got Magnemite here with its level 3 shiny, and it's got Ice Beam and it's got Levitate. Like, this thing is insane. This is a really strong Magnemite. I mean, Magneton's already a good Pokemon, but I think a good example of a Pokemon that turned from bad to good is Caterpie here. It's got really good egg moves. It's got Magician in this game, which Magician is really good in this game because Magician basically steals items from the opponent, and you know, just having a buttload of items in this game is really valuable. Even if they're just berries, which a lot of opponent Pokemon have, stealing their berries is really, really valuable, because like, now you have those berries and now you can gain all these stat buffs from all these berries, and you can heal, and it's a lot. But the motto is you can win with your favorites. And I think the only actual bad Pokemon, at least that I know of, is Unknown. Unknown is kind of unsavable, but they even did something cool with Unknown, where they basically made it so it's basically just a pickup Pokemon. It just, in pickup in this game, after you knock out a Pokemon, it will just take one of their items and put it on this Pokemon. So you can just use this guy to hoard a bunch of items and then just distribute them to the rest of your team. It's really sweet. So like, there's a lot that goes into this game. There's a lot to learn, and you can learn just by watching content creators that cover the game, haha, me, or just by like talking in the PokeRogue Discord, or, you know, just by playing. I've never seen this before. What? Anyway, I hope I managed to cover the basics here, because I really think that's important to do, even if like just to answer like the most basic questions I can, of like just how things work. You know, there's a 1 in 1,000 odd chance you'll find a shiny in the wild. You can get the shiny charm item, which will lower that cost to like 1 in 500, and then you can stack it, I think, like 3 or 4 times to make your shiny odds just really, really high. And you're not really going to get 4 shiny charms in classic mode, but in endless mode, that's a whole other kettle of fish, like I said. But this is a video for like people just starting out PokeRogue, and I want to just kind of just talk, and maybe you guys can learn a thing or two here. So now that we have talked about the basics of sort of like the game mechanics and how everything works, we're going to try and like just get into more general tips. Hi, welcome in. I'm Hoodlum Callum, and I'm going to show you guys my game settings really fast. These are what I play with personally. I'm not saying these are the best settings, but a lot of people, one of the biggest questions I get is, how do you have animations for Generation 5 Pokemon and beyond, or well, Generation 6 Pokemon and beyond? And it's because it's an option in display. You literally come over here, and then it's sprite set, you go mixed animated instead of consistent. It's called mixed animated because the animations aren't like consistent in quality. You know, some of the animations aren't as good quality as the others. So if you'd rather, you know, a consistent experience where the sprites equally look as good as each other, then consistent is there. But if you want to see them all move, mixed animated is fine. I like seeing everything move around. I'm gonna come up here and I'll let you guys just kind of like look at my options in case anyone's curious. I put my shop overlay to 50%. Another setting that you might be interested in: candy upgrade display, reload required, candy upgrade notification on. So yeah, if your Pokemon in your starter select screen have the ability to be upgraded in any way, you can make it so the game tells you. You can either have it for everything, or you can just have it for passives only. I personally have it for everything because I like reducing cost of the Pokemon. I like knowing when I can reduce the cost. You can have them animate, or you can just have an icon. I like animating because I'm blind and there's so much like going on the screen. I'd rather just immediately be in my face, like bouncing, like, hello, I can be upgraded. And I'll show you guys what that looks like really fast right now. So if I come here to classic, see all these guys bouncing? That's because they can be upgraded in some way. This guy, I can buy an egg. That's why Caterpie's bouncing, because I can buy an egg. Yeah. Anyways, back to my game settings really fast. Yeah, I just have the game speed on the maximum speed. HP bar speed is just on faster. A lot of this is for like content creation stuff though. I have enabled retries on. I personally don't play with them, like, unless I'm doing endless. But like if I lose in classic mode or challenge mode, I personally just take the loss. But there's nothing wrong with playing with retries on. The game is hard. I've been playing Pokemon for, I mean, most of my life at this point. So naturally, I'm better than the average person at the game. So I don't see any value in playing with retries on personally, because it's not a matter of can I win, it's a matter of when I will win. Whereas I'd rather, you know, it actually be a little bit more of a challenge of like, can I beat this? And yeah, obviously I can, but like, it's a bit more impactful when I do beat it without, you know, the retries on. But I have them on just to like, it doesn't hurt to just have them on, and then just, you can say no to retrying the battle. It's not a big deal. You can hide the IV scanner tutorials. I've got them off because they're kind of annoying, but like if you're new to the game, then I would recommend having them on. Egg skip. I have it on always. So, you know, whenever, the way it used to be back in the day, whenever you would hatch eggs, you'd have to sit there and watch 99 eggs hatch. But now you can just like have this summary screen. It's really, really nice. You can have the game ask you if you want to go through the, you know, the motions of going through 99 eggs, or if you want to go to the summary screen, or you can just have it so it automatically goes. Another thing that's good to have, damage numbers. My damage numbers are on fancy, which means they bounce whenever they're on screen. And the last thing is type hint. I have type hint on mostly just for like viewers' visual experience. I personally don't need it. And then of course, show music names, you can have that on too, so you can see, because quite a bit of the music in this game now is custom made. Back when I first started, it was just Mystery Dungeon, but now it's custom made music for quite a lot of the songs, so you can see who made it and what the song is called. If you have show music names, and whenever you pause the game. Yeah. Oh yeah, another setting is music preference, consistent or mixed. I personally have mixed. Gives you a lot more songs to listen to. Like if a specific legendary comes up, it will play their legendary theme, for example, whereas consistent, it doesn't. Just, you know, to each their own. Of course, there's gamepad support as well for this game, which is really nice. Yeah, those are my settings. So the first thing I want to get into is, let's go to our starter selection. Now, I've actually completed my starter Pokedex. I'm very stoked about it. I am going to be making a bigger video covering, like, you know, just my journey in PokeRogue in general. Because like I said, I am coming up to the end of my coverage on PokeRogue. I'm just trying to, like, you know, quote unquote 100% the game, and then I'm going to wrap it up. But yeah, let's go over what all these different icons mean, because a lot of people will come in and be like, what do these icons mean? I'll tell you. So, well, first of all, this little ribbon here, hold on, you guys can see this now. This little ribbon here, this ribbon means that you have beat the game with this Pokemon before. So, you know, it's easy to filter out, you know, if you go to miscellaneous, hold on, I'm in the way. Click on ribbon, click on ribbon. These are Pokemon I haven't beat the game with, so I know, hey, okay, I can use these Pokemon, and I can gain a ribbon for them. And once you beat a game with a Pokemon, you get an extra voucher, so an extra like 5 eggs for beating so you can get like 30. If you use 6 new Pokemon you haven't beat the game with yet, you can get 30 extra egg pulls, basically, along with you know, any new gym leaders, any new Elite Four members that you come across. Beating the game with new Pokemon is a nice way to get ribbons. And I mean, I would try, I want to try and get all the ribbons on every Pokemon, but there's just so many. There's so many to do. It's something I'll slowly chip away at before they hopefully introduce Generation 10 Pokemon. But yeah, that's what that little ribbon is. Then we've got this little pink gem, people refer to it as a lot. They're like, what's this little pink gem? That is, that means your Pokemon has its hidden ability unlocked. It's basically an ability capsule is what the icon is, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it's a hidden ability. You have the hidden ability unlocked. Hidden abilities are a little bit of a pain in the ass to get in this game. You kind of just have to get lucky. You can get ability, I think it's ability patch or something like that. You get the ability item during your playthrough of PokeRogue, and it will make it more likely for your Pokemon to have the wild Pokemon you come across to have hidden abilities. Also, you actually can unlock hidden abilities a bit easier now. They've actually recently added mystery events or mystery encounters, which again, dude, there's so many new things in this game I have to share with you guys. So if you maybe fallen off of PokeRogue, maybe this will help you get back into it. So you can, in a way, force a specific Pokemon to get a hidden ability. I've done it a few times now. I most recently did it with Scorbunny. I wanted a hidden ability Scorbunny, and I just kind of forced it because I just did a classic run until I got the training, which hopefully it'll show up in the example of the run I do today. But the yellow circle behind the Pokemon, that means you have unlocked the passive on that Pokemon. So this Squirtle has a passive unlocked. That's basically all that means. The yellow circle behind the entire Pokemon, passive unlocked. Now, I'm sure I don't have to tell you, the little shiny icon here means the Pokemon is shiny. This is the point of the video where I'm going to give you guys a resource. I'm going to give you guys a few resources actually during this whole video that I personally use. So the PokeRogue Wiki. The PokeRogue Wiki is a good resource for everything. It literally has everything you need. I could just sit here and spout off the wiki. I'm not going to do that because things might change. I could say, oh, the shiny odds are this and this and this, but things might change by the time you watch this video. Like the shiny odds used to be 1 in 2,000 roughly. Now they're 1 in 1,000 roughly. And after one shiny charm, I think those odds half. Regardless, when you find a shiny Pokemon, you will have an additional chance of finding it being a regular, rare, or epic. So, you know, the shiny odds are just the normal 1 in 1,000. And then beyond that, I think the odds, it's like 10% for epic, like 30% for rare, and then like 70% for regular. I think those are the odds generally. So I think it's like 60% chance for a regular shiny, 30% chance for a rare shiny, and a 10% chance for an epic shiny. Last thing, there is this little icon here. That basically just means that you have favorited the Pokemon. That's all that means. And yeah, that's pretty much your starter Pokemon. Now PokeRogue goes from floors 1 to 200. There are 200 floors, and there are very specific things that happen at specific floors always that you want to prepare for, and you want to just kind of learn and have written down. Now, the beautiful thing about PokeRogue is once you have unlocked like enough egg moves and enough passive abilities and stuff, the game really like prides itself, and it's kind of like it's one of the little text at the start of the game is win with your favorites, and I really like that about PokeRogue. They pretty much leveled the playing field for a lot of Pokemon. They made a lot of really bad Pokemon pretty good without even changing their stats. There are a few like custom Pokemon in this game. For example, Gigantamax Pokemon are treated as Mega Evolutions pretty much. They get like a plus 100 to their stats, and also some of them have a type change. For example, there's Water Steel G-Max Blastoise. And they have like, you know, specific abilities and stuff. And some abilities are different from the main games. Like Honey Gather is different in this game. You know, instead of, you know, gathering honey or whatever, it gathers money. But yeah, this game really is like win with your favorites. I'm just gonna go ahead and, you know, we'll look at Pokemon I've not beat the game with yet, and we'll go from there. Yeah, and obviously you got to do a lot of unlocking to make some Pokemon worth your while. Like for example, this thing is only ever going to be worth my while with Moxie. I'm not going to use it without like Moxie Sniper, but it's got Floaty Fall, E-Speed. Floaty Fall, for example, is a Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee move, and those moves are broken. So like you'll see a lot of moves that are like Bouncy Bubble, Baddie Bad. Like those are Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee moves. They're really good moves. But yeah, Floaty Fall, Moxie, like this thing with E-Speed as well, and Tidy Up, which is pretty much just like Dragon Dance, and it also does a few other things. It gives you plus speed, plus attack, and does a few other things. Like this thing is insane, and it only costs you 1 point. So another thing to, you know, remember, 10 points to start your run. So if I started with Pinsir here, it would cost me 4 points, and then I've got 6 points remaining to fill out the rest of my team. I personally like starting with like lower cost Pokemon if I can, just so I can fill out a team of 6, because I hate catching Pokemon. But I also have the advantage of having a lot of my Pokemon be like buffed and upgraded. If like I was just starting PokeRogue today, I'd probably start with maybe like 3 or 4 Pokemon, and then catch like 2 others in the wild to add to my team, just because like my Pokemon wouldn't be that good. Yeah, I mean sure, let's do a run to Spearow, because like I said, I want to demonstrate that this game really is like win with your favorites. As for natures, it does tell you what the natures do, so you can change the nature of your Pokemon. It tells you like what stat it kind of helps out with. So for Spearow, for example, Spearow is a fast attacker. I say fast attacker. One of the resources I'm gonna put you guys onto, Pokemon DB. Alternatively, the Yada Dex. The Yada Dex is great. It's literally a PokeRogue Pokédex pretty much. I'll leave this in the description. Sometimes I look at Pokemon DB just because I want to know like main series information. But yeah, for example, if you look at Spearow's stats here, high speed, high attack. Fearow, probably a bit more important to look at. Yeah, it's high stats, it's speed, second high stats, it's attack. So you basically want to prioritize its speed. So you go to nature, and you know, obviously I've unlocked all of these. If you're new to this, you might not have unlocked these yet, but you'll see plus speed minus special attack. Our Fearow is not going to be using its special attack, and it raises its speed. So Jolly's a good nature to go. Sometimes you just have to, you know, do what's best. If I didn't have Jolly nature right here, I could do Hasty, which lowers defense. But honestly, doing a neutral nature is better than doing a detrimental nature. So if you got a physical attacker and the only other nature you have is that it drops its attack, just give it a neutral nature. It's better to be neutral than it is to drop your beneficial stat, in my opinion. But yeah, the other great thing about the Yada Dex, it tells you all of the egg moves. So I'm missing triple arrows on my Spearow right now, unfortunately, which is a really good move, to be honest, but that's fine. Tells you when it evolves level 20, tells you the biomes you can catch it in, tells you its other abilities. Like, this is an amazing resource for PokeRogue players. Cannot recommend this resource enough. While we're on the topic of resources, this is another website I use a lot. It's called pkmn.help. It pretty much like helps me team build. So if I click on here, I click on team, I can add Pokemon. Also, anyone wondering, I'm using the Ray web browser. It's got this built-in split screen feature. It's really, really nice. I was sponsored by them. I still use the browser because I really like the browser. I'm not sponsored in this video, but yeah, it's the Ray browser for anyone that's curious. It's made with Chromium, so it's like Google Chrome with some bells and whistles. It's a really nice browser. But pkm.help here can help you team build. So basically, if you just put in your the Pokemon's types that you're planning on using. So for example, normal flying, which, I mean, you can't always have control over, but you can do it mid-run as well. I've got normal flying here. Obviously, you can choose any abilities too. So for example, if you had a normal flying type with Lightning Rod, choose Lightning Rod, and then that will take into account, you know, the your weaknesses and stuff. Yeah, you can add Pokemon as well. So let me come back over here. Let's see. Let's add some other Pokemon to our team. So we're bringing Spearow. Make sure you set their moves, by the way. So you go to manage moves. Make sure you've got their egg moves, because so many times I've started a run without their egg moves on. It's embarrassing. Oh, I can unlock Beast Boost right now. I kind of want to be honest. I'm not going to lie. You know what? Actually, we'll unlock Flare Boost with this and we'll reduce the cost. I'm not going to be like telling you guys necessarily like the best starters to choose in PokeRogue. I'm just going to be playing with Pokemon I haven't beat the game with yet here. If you want some advice on some of the best Pokemon to bring to beat like Eternatus, I'm gonna go. I'll share with you guys that. So hold on. So some Pokemon obviously change their abilities when they evolve. So Nidoran F here has Hustle as its hidden ability, but when it's a Nidoqueen, it turns into Sheer Force. Sheer Force is really good. It removes additional effects. It increases the power of the moves and attacking. So for example, Malignant Chain and Sandsear Storm would no longer have the chance of poisoning or burning, but it will increase the power of the move by 30%. Which is worth it. It's huge damage. So yeah, we'll definitely do Nidoqueen here. Now, let's think about Eternatus. So we have Nidoqueen here, which is nice. Nidoqueen's a decently bulky Pokemon. Eternatus is the main boss at the end. Spoiler alert. Eternatus is a Poison Dragon type, and it has Poison Dragon and Fire moves. We resist poison, we're neutral to dragon, we're neutral to fire. So Nidoqueen spamming Sandsear Storm isn't the worst. Spearow's not going to be too much help against Eternatus, but that's okay. One of the best immediate options I can recommend for Eternatus is Garganacl. Garganacl, he's really, really bulky. He gets Salt Cured by level up. That's pretty much what you want. That's what most people that played PokeRogue for the first time did. They just used Garganacl, which is where's the Salt Cure Mon? And I want to say here really fast as well, PokeRogue. Oh, I think I might have already beat the game with him, so I think he's not showing up. Let me get Garganacl up for you guys. This is a Pokemon you can just catch, and he will do fantastic against Eternatus. All of his abilities are good, really high defense, pretty decent special defense. Yeah, you just hit Salt Cure and it will basically just stay on Eternatus for the entire battle, and it will do decent damage. Moves that do turn-only damage are really good. Salt Cure is the best because it never leaves, but other moves like Fire Spin, Whirlpool, Sand Tomb, Infestation, those are all good moves for Eternatus. I personally would like rather have Whirlpool than like, you know, I think I had Whirlpool on like one of my Empoleons in my like Sinnoh run or something. Like, rather than like having Scald or Hydro Pump, I had Whirlpool because I know that it's so valuable for Eternatus. And the reason it's valuable for Eternatus is because they have HP bars, and it's the Pokemon, you can't really one-shot Eternatus. You just can't, unless you're like got an elaborate setup. So, and something I probably should have said earlier, PokeRogue of course is a roguelike. So you honestly want to just play it over and over again. It's okay if you lose a lot. It's a game where you want to keep grinding and keep unlocking new things, and like I said, PokeRogue is a lot harder than what it used to be. It's a pretty hard game nowadays, so don't be harsh on yourself, keep trying. Another thing that a lot of Pokemon get in their egg moves is a move called Triple Axle. This move is really inconsistent in terms of, so basically like it's a move that's used 3 times. But it does accuracy checks every single time. So it's not like if you use it once, you know, it's a 90% accurate move. It's not like if you hit it once, the other 2 moves will hit. Like all 3 go through the 90% accuracy check, which means it's not actually a 90% accurate move. It's a little bit lower than that. I think it's like 70% for all 3 of them to hit. But it's phenomenal because it's 4 times super effective against Rayquaza, super effective against Eternatus, and it really so the boss Pokemon have HP bars, and it just breaks through those HP bars. So if you can get a Pokemon in your team, this is something I generally always look for whenever I'm making a team. I try my best to get Triple Axelmon on every team. It's kind of like my answer, and I always try to make sure that they're able to outspeed Rayquaza, because Rayquaza is like the biggest hurdle in my opinion in this game. Eternatus can get out of hand really fast. There are ways to beat Eternatus too, like Topsy-Turvy Pokemon are really good because basically Topsy-Turvy takes their stats and flips them upside down. So if Eternatus gets a bunch of, you know, eats a bunch of berries and gets like +3 special attack, you use Topsy-Turvy, it goes to -3 special attack. Topsy-Turvy is really good. Unaware Pokemon are pretty good as well. The unaware basically means you can't see their stat changes. I honestly might just take Sneasel here. Because Weavile will outspeed Rayquaza and it will make it jolly, and Triple Axle will do a lot of damage. Plus I have level 3 shiny on it, so why not? And then if I go to Weavile here, Pickpocket or Pressure is its abilities. Damn, I'm spoiled for choice. But our passive is Tough Claws, which just boosts damage. Yeah, this thing's gonna hit like a truck against Rayquaza. And I just want to say, I know that not like most of you guys won't have the crazy unlocks that I have, but I think it's important to like show you guys like the crazy things that you can do with some Pokemon in this game. I could just start a fresh start run and play the game as if I was just starting off, but I don't think that's where you guys are gonna be. I think if you're like playing PokeRogue and you're not able to win, you will have some unlocks behind you, and you're not going to be just playing as if you only have the basic starters. And if you really want to see a fresh start run, I've already made a video doing the fresh start challenge already, so if you want to like watch someone do that, I have that. But yeah, as you can see, my Pokemon team right now only has used up 6 points. That's because I've reduced the cost of my, you know, my Sneasel usually is cost 4, but I've reduced it to cost 3. Whether or not you reduce cost or buy passive, most people would probably tell you to just buy the passive, but sometimes the passive isn't worth it in my opinion. I could just reduce the cost of Spearow here, but I don't think it really adds too much value, because it, instead of going to 1 cost, it goes to 0.5 cost, which the only other thing that I can add to my team at that point is another 0.5 cost Mon, which it can be helpful because you can get 2 Pokemon for the cost of 1, which is really valuable, but I'm not really looking to have another low cost Pokemon like that on my team. So I've got my Triple Axelmon for Rayquaza. I've got some just general good damage dealers with Spearow and Nidoran. I want to think of something for Eternatus. Like the Triple Axelmon will help, you know, Nidoqueen being super effective with ground moves is nice. But I mentioned Topsy-Turvy. Topsy-Turvy's a good strat. I mean, Salt Cure is a good strat too. Oh, this guy right here gets Prankster, which basically just mitigates his current ability, and he gets Topsy-Turvy and Strength Zap. Yeah, let's bring this guy. This guy's really good. So Sappy Seed is another move that's really good for Eternatus and just good in general is Leech Seed. Sappy Seed is just damage plus Leech Seed. So definitely want that. As for this guy, I'm going to just make him Impish. I think he's more of a physical attacker, and then we'll manage his moves. Yeah, we've got Topsy-Turvy on this guy. Yeah, that's going to be really helpful for Eternatus because you're pretty much just going to make like Eternatus just useless. Strength Zap is also a really broken, like Strength Zap is incredible. Grass types have got like so much good utility in this game. And I've got room for another cost 2 Pokemon. So I think this would be a good moment to like look at our team here. So we got normal flying, we got poison ground, which is what Nidoqueen's eventually going to become. We've got ice dark, so we add ice and dark to the team, and then we've got ground and grass, and this will basically just tell me you can look at the simple matchup here. I personally like looking at the complex one though, and we can make this a bit bigger. So looking at our type matchup, let me come over here a second. It reads pretty easily. So this over here on the left is super effective against you, and this over here is resisted. So I have a 4 times weakness to fighting on 1 Pokemon is pretty much what this reads. The 1 is just neutral, 2 is 2 times super effective, and then 0.5 is means of resist. That means 4 times resist, and then the 0 is an immunity. So because I have Spearow on my team, I have an immunity to ground, is pretty much what this means. So here you can find your weaknesses and where you need to patch up issues on your team. So I've got 2 times weakness to flying. I don't have any resists for it. Flying is one of the flying and fighting and ghost are like some of the craziest type combos in the game, dude. They do so much. I've got 4 times weakness to fighting, but thankfully I also have a resist to fighting in Nidoqueen, so that's good. I have a weakness that's pretty bad with Weavile, but if I have a fighting type in front of me, I can send Nidoqueen in to take the hit. I have a weakness to ground, but I also have a resist and an immunity to ground. I've got 2 rock weaknesses and 2 rock resists. I've got 2 bug weaknesses and 2 bug resists. I've got a ghost resist and a ghost immunity, but with no ghost weaknesses. I've got a steel weakness, no resists there. Another thing I have a weakness to is flying with no resists. So immediately I'm thinking, okay, what resists flying and steel? Electric. An electric type would be good on this team by the looks of things. I have 2 fire weaknesses, but no resists. So that's another, you know, a water type. Maybe we could add a water type or catch a water type. That water type's always good to have. I have a water weakness, which no resists to. So yeah, an electric type and a water type would probably be like what I would add. You could just add Lantern to the team, but I've got a grass resist, no weakness. Electric weakness, but 2 immunities. Psychic weakness, but 1 immunity. I've got a pretty hefty weakness to ice. So yeah, water and electric is probably looking like the best type to add to my team right now. I've got 4 times weakness to ice and a 2 Pokemon that are weak to ice and only 1 resist. So my only resist to ice as well, you have to take into consideration, is Weavile. Weavile's not bulky, so my team gets cooked by ice types right now. So yeah, adding a water type, a bulky water type would be nice. Dragon is not really like, it's nice to have like a fairy type, but I don't think it's, especially because Eternatus is the last fight. You know, the strategy used to be bring Mawile or Tinkaton and, you know, just sit in front of Eternatus, but they've got Flamethrower on him now, so that doesn't really work. Base Eternatus didn't used to have Flamethrower, so you could just send Mawile in and set up and then go crazy from there. But yeah, base Eternatus has Flamethrower too, so when it comes to Dragon, like, you're not going to see Dragon types much, so I'm not too bothered about having like a fairy type. And plus I have Weavile, who will like one-tap dragons most of the time. Dark, we have a resist to. Fairy, we've got a weakness and a resist to. Cool. So yeah, I think adding an electric and a fairy type is what I need to do to this team. So yeah, PKM.help is really good for team building. It showed me that my team just, you know, an electric type and a water type will help. Like I said, Lantern would be really good. I've already beat with Lantern before though. What's really cool about these filters, actually, you can come up here and you can sort by cost as well. So I can, like, these are all the Pokemon that are cheap, and I can add these guys to my team. So if I can get like a cost 1 electric type and a cost 1 water type, that'd be nice, but I think I might be asking for a bit too much here. I can reduce the cost of Psyduck and make him cost 1. Oh, absolutely. Then I just need an electric type. So we got Bouncy. Dude, this guy's got some crazy moves. You know what? I'm actually down. This guy's gonna go crazy. This guy's gonna go absolutely crazy. Cool. Now we need a cost 1 electric type, and then we can also filter out electric types. So let's filter electric. So these are my cost 1 electric type options. It's Dedenne. which is also a fairy type actually, which would help with the, you know, wanting, if I wanted a dragon immunity, I have this. I think having a resist to flying is actually really important in this game, just because Rayquaza is a flying type, of course. I don't think Dedenne really tanks a flying type move that well. We could reduce the cost of Electrike and bring that, because if we get Mega Manectric, we got Intimidate and we got a resist to flying, and he's just a pretty good attacker in general. Yeah, I think honestly Electrike is as good as it's gonna get. So let's reduce the cost of Electrike. This is what I mean. It's not always like Electrike is nice because it does get Electric Surge, and Electric Surge is really good, but I would rather just have Electrike on my team than like not have Electric on my team, you know what I mean? Do I have Timid? I don't think I have Timid, right? Yeah, okay, that's fine. So Electrike's probably going to be our only Pokemon on the team without Lightning Rod. It's probably going to be the only Pokemon on our team without like a passive ability, but that's fine. You don't need passive abilities, and like most of your Pokemon probably won't have passive abilities. I'm just a crackhead and played this game a lot. So Electrike, let's have a look. So you got Lightning Rod. Yeah, Lightning Rod is probably what we're going to do. We'll go with Lightning Rod. Add this guy to the team. He has Ice Beam as well, which is really nice. Cool. And that is our team of 6 that I managed to conjure together. Obviously, you guys probably won't be able to start with the team of 6, at least not for like a while, until you've like gotten a lot of Pokemon out of your team. But that's kind of like an idea of how I team build and like what I look out for. Hold on, let me actually look at Psyduck's. Let me look at Psyduck. Psyduck gets, what does Golduck get? Damp, Cloud9, or Swift Swim. Okay, I think we'll just do Cloud9. Stop other weathers. Do I have Modest Nature for this guy? Yes. Cool. But yeah, this gives you a general idea of like what I do when I'm team building. I personally hate catching Pokemon. So if I can avoid doing it, I will. Like I said, I don't expect you guys to be able to build a team like that off rip. Yeah, if you guys could at least get like 3 decent Pokemon on your team, you know, with passive abilities and stuff like that, then, you know, even if they're higher cost Pokemon, like I said, I like running low cost Pokemon if I can help it, but like you can run a higher cost Pokemon on your team like with a passive ability, and it can carry you for most of the run. And yeah, we're just gonna get into how the actual like playing of the game works. So of course there's like really specific floors that have specific things. So we need to think about our carry. So I think Spearow being our carry is good because he evolves at level 20, which is pretty early. He's got Moxie, which stacks like crazy. So yeah, you generally, when you're starting to play, you want 1 or 2 carry Pokemon just until you get like kind of into the game. Rare candies are nice, by the way. So how you unlock passives and you know, just better things on your Pokemon is with candy, and rare candies is a good way. So if you look at Spearow here, Spearow has 4 out of 20, which pretty much means like every time Spearow kills a Pokemon, he gets closer to gaining a candy. But if you feed him a rare candy, so you saw how that was 4 out of 20, I feed him a rare candy, it is now 14 out of 20. So rare candy pretty much adds 10 points to your, this is pretty much the Pokemon's happiness, I'm pretty sure is the best way to explain it. The more your Spearow kills the opponents, the more candy you will get. You can also get candy by catching Pokemon, by hatching eggs. There's a bunch of different ways you can do it. There you go, my Spearow just gained a candy. Let me see, I'm just trying to make sure I cover everything. So yeah, now Spearow is now at 0 out of 20 because Spearow got some candy for killing that Pokemon, or got some happiness, whatever. Next up we have our luck stat up here. The luck stat is tied to your shiny Pokemon, so the rarer shiny Pokemon you have, the more luck they bring. As you can see, Toadscool, shiny epic, has a luck stat of 3 because its shiny luck is 3. Sneasel has a luck stat of 2. Spearow has a luck stat of 1, and Electrike has a luck stat of 0 because he's not shiny. Either way, my team culminates a luck stat. So that's 1, 4, 6, 9, 10. My luck stat is 10, and it brings me a luck of S. I think the highest it can go is like SSS plus or something like that. So I'm not even at the highest total luck stat. But basically, your luck stat will make it so whenever this like Pokeball shop pops up, you're more likely for it to give you better items. It's pretty much the best way to explain it. Yeah, there we go. I got Rogue Balls and leftovers. So bringing shiny Pokemon is actually advantageous, and when you're team building, you got to take all these things into account. You got to take, you know, I personally don't take shiny Pokemon or PokeRush as like oh, I'm gonna add these, but I definitely did when I first started playing PokeRogue. I definitely thought about all of that. Nowadays, I don't really care that much about PokeRush or if they're shiny. If they're shiny, great. If they're not, whatever. that's because half of my Pokemon I have are shiny. Like over 50% of them are shiny. If you look at my stats here, I have 59% of my starter Pokemon are shiny. So yeah, when it comes to, you know, choosing starters, most of the time my Pokemon, more often than not, my Pokemon will be shiny. But I don't let it deter me from choosing a Pokemon or not. But if you do, that's completely fine. I'm going to give these leftovers to Nidoqueen. I think they're going to be really good on Nidoqueen. PP Max are great items. They've actually nerfed X items since I played and made my original video. X items are really good. Were really broken. They're still really good though. I'll go over X items as soon as like they're relevant, but yeah, PP Max are great. A lot of egg moves are really strong, and because they're really strong, their PP is low. So maximizing the PP on egg moves is really good. So for example, Extreme Speed is 5. If you get PP Max, or if you just do 3 PP ups, you can max out your PP, and now E-Speed has got 8 PP instead of 5, which is it is significant. It can actually make a difference. Yeah, every time Spearow kills a Pokemon, he's getting a Moxie boost, which is just crazy. I'm sure if you don't know what Moxie is, you know, you might be too new to Pokemon, but that's okay. You'll learn. You just gotta read. So the first important battle that you're gonna come up against is on floor 8. And this is your first rival battle against Ivy, or you can learn Flip Turn. I don't think I will though. I think Psyduck's moves are too good already. But yeah, your first battle will be against Ivy or Finn, depending on the gender you are. I believe there's also a gender neutral character planned for the game. I'm not sure what the you know, what's up with that, but that is something that was planned at one point at least. Let me just pick up the X item here. So they have basically X items in the main series games. You can stack them to +6. So if I'm going to use Dragon Dance, for example, my attack and my speed will go up. I can do that 6 times before it caps out. Whereas in PokeRogue, they've nerfed it. So you used to be able to stack them. So for increase the defense of all party members by 30% for up to 5 battles. It used to be 50% and you could have multiple of them. But now it is just 30%, and if I were to pick up another X defense after this battle, it would just reset the clock, pretty much, putting it back up to 5 battles instead of like 3 or 2 or whatever was remaining. And if you pick up the X item, you can of course see in the top left here, you know, you got five things left. 30% is closer to, like, I'm pretty sure that's exactly how powerful Life Orb is, for example. Life Orb is a 30% boost, you know, whereas choice items is a 50% boost. And so X items used to effectively be choice items on whatever stat, but now they're more Life Orb boosts, and they can't be stacked either. We'll take the EXP All. EXP All is definitely always good to have. It just gives more of my Pokemon more EXP. You get one from Ivy for free, but yeah, we'll also give Floaty Fall more PP here. Because like I said, we're just going to be clicking buttons with Spearow for a bit until the rest of my Pokemon can kind of catch up. And getting EXP All is definitely a good way to help the rest of my team catch up. Widelands. Widelands is great. You basically want to give that to your Triple Axle Mon, because Widelands adds a flat 5, you know, to the Pokemon's accuracy. So in the main games, I think the Widelands adds like a 10%. So like instead of 90% accurate, Triple Axle becomes 99% accurate. But in this game, one wide lens will add 5, so it will go to 95. And if you get a second wide lens, it'll go to 100, and it'll just be 100% accurate. And 100% accurate triple axles is crazy in this game. The biggest downfall of triple axle is the chance for it to miss. So if you're able to just, you know, guarantee that you're gonna land triple axle, like you're chilling. So wide lands that early is really good. And yeah, at this point, Spearow just goes crazy. Obviously, whenever Spearow gets withdrawn, his stats will disappear. So he's +2 right now. This guy's unstoppable. But we're probably going to come across a trainer battle soon that will make me withdraw him. We can get Giga Drain. Ooh. I think this guy's more of a physical attacker, so I'm not going to bother with Giga Drain on him. I'm just going to give a rare candy. Who do I want to get some candy? I mean, honestly, probably just Electrike. You can have a rare candy friend. I don't really give Pokemon rare candy to level them up. I give them rare candy to level up their friendship. But yeah, only the Pokemon you're using will actually gain candy. So like if you want to grind Pokemon candy, send the Pokemon in, swap them out. Yeah, I've got a teacher right here. This is the new mystery encounters I was telling you guys about. It explains the mystery encounter right here. You know, a teacher is requesting a move demonstration from a Pokemon. Depending on the move you choose, she might give you something useful for you in exchange. So yeah, you can do physical move, special move, status move. We'll do physical move, and we'll just show off Spearow's Floaty Fall. show it off, and we get some experience for that. Additionally, we get some special rewards: X attack, X defense, X speed, dire hit, or rare candies, or rarer candy. Rarer candy increases all party members' levels by 1. We'll just pick that up, it doesn't hurt. At this point in the game, it's early days. X items aren't as valuable. I mean, I'll still pick them up, but they're not as valuable. Razor Claw can cause a Pokemon to evolve. We give that to Sneasel, and we can evolve Sneasel right away. That's kind of insane to have a Weavile this early, but sure, why not? So we're coming up here on our potential first gym battle. So the way gym battles work in this game, someone come and vacuum, maybe we'll pass. Nope, it's not a gym battle. Okay, so gym battles will start at either floor 20 or floor 30. It is random, you can't really control it. But depending on what floor it starts, from there, it's every 30 floors. So if it starts on floor 20, floor 50 will be your next gym battle, floor 80, floor 110, floor 140, floor 170, and then the Elite Four is from floor 182 to 190. We'll go over that when we get there. But yeah, because we didn't start on floor 20 here, we're going to be getting 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180. Much easier to remember, to be honest. But yeah, that's how the gyms work. The gyms you face is dependent on what biome you're in. So because I'm in Metropolis right now, I'm going to be facing one of the Metropolis gym leaders, which we can actually check here if we go to the PokeRogue wiki. Let me just look for Metropolis. So we go Plains. Plains took me to Metropolis. Metropolis has Iono, Larry, or Norman, or Whitney. So we can face one of these 4 gym leaders here. So, if you want to look that up and maybe prepare yourself, like, oh, okay, I might be facing Iono. Maybe I need to get ground type, Obviously, you've got, a certain amount of floors, but you can like preemptively plan. As another mystery encounter, something shiny, sparkling. So you can see the Pokemon has an item right here. If you just recognize, I think that's like a dire hit. We can either leave or we can battle the Pokemon. They say it's a hard battle. Early on, it's probably not that hard. But yeah, he gets his stats buffed. He got +2 special attack, which I'm not too concerned about. Ooh, hold on. This guy might whoop my ass. You know what? I'll just take it. Oh, 1 HP living. That's fine. Spearo's not that great. Spearo's stats do get reset. But yeah, we've got Weavile, so we'll just triple axle this thing to death, and we get the dire hit for it. Wasn't worth it for me because I'm wasting money on reviving my Spearow here. But sometimes you can get some really good items from those little mystery encounters. So you just kind of have to weigh the benefits. Is it worth it? Is it not? I'm gonna go Weavile this, and we're gonna battle Rival Ivy on floor 25. So this one is a fixed floor. You will always face Ivy on floor 8, then floor 25. We have Drizzile here. I'm just gonna Wicked Blow. Weavile is like crazy to have this early on, so yeah, we're just going crazy on that thing. Most of the moves that we learn are not worth the shit, to be honest, because like our egg moves are so broken, but that's just me personally. You guys probably don't have maxed out egg moves like that, so make sure you check out each move if you're curious. We've got an evolution in Nidorina here, and yeah, so a new feature that they actually added is after you beat a quote-unquote important trainer, you will get some decent items. So as you can see, all these items are here. They're high, like they're higher in value. So this is an Ultra Ball tier item, and these are 2 Great Ball tier items. You can tell by the Pokeball that they come in on, and also the color of the text. So I'm probably just gonna. I think the most valuable thing in this game is money, but early on you only get like 450 for it. It's not that much. So later on, maybe like floor 50 onward, I'll start prioritizing nuggets and big nuggets and stuff. Which is why pickup Pokemon and honey gather and payday Pokemon, like there's ways to make money in this game besides just picking up nuggets, but I think I just like picking up nuggets because I don't have to dedicate a whole Pokemon to it. But money is definitely the most valuable thing in this game, in my opinion. It's one of the most valuable things, at least. Managing your money, because that's basically your lifeline. As long as you have money, you can heal your Pokemon, and that's after every floor. Being able to heal your Pokemon is very valuable. We're gonna go back into Fearow here. Fearow is gonna remain our carry for a bit. Yeah, see, out of these options, I'm probably just X speed could be useful because we will have this while we do you have to think about what floor are we on. We're on floor 26. Floor 30 is when we face the gym leader. Having an X speed can be very useful because, I'm going to have the X speed during the gym battle because this will do me till floor 31. But I don't think I need it personally, so I'm just I mean, citrus berries, all these items are good. I'll just pick up the money though. I'll just start my savings. But I mean, all of those items would have been a good choice. I'm gonna take the Expedef, however. I'm not gonna take any Pokeballs because I already have a team of 6 that I'm happy with. But obviously, if you guys want to catch Pokemon on your run, you know, pick those up. We're gonna give Weavile the rare candy here, and yeah, Firo just he just goes crazy. Oh, we got the Mega Bracelet. We got really lucky. We'll take the Mega Bracelet, and we face Larry. See, this is fine. Once Firo gets like 1 kill, he's just gonna go crazy because he gets a Moxie boost, of course. I turned off battle animations, by the way. Oh, he got intimidated. That's fine. I turned off battle animations just to make this run take less time, but definitely play with them on because there's some pretty nice animations in there. But yeah, that's the first gym done. Wasn't too hard at all. We had a nice neutral carry Pokemon in Firo. Firo doesn't have too many weaknesses. It's got Moxie. It's just a nice carry Pokemon. If we had triple arrows as well, it would basically be like, it would be much better because we'd be able to pierce through steel types and rock types and stuff like that too. But we don't have triple arrows, so my Firo is not perfect, but it's pretty good here. Lures are good items. It quadruples the chances of encountering a double battle up to 15 battles. You can't stack lures, so I can't get super lure plus super lure. I can get super lure plus lure or super lure plus max lure. And I think if you have just 2 of them, so if you have super lure and max lure, it pretty much guarantees for the remaining floors that you have will be double battles. Double battles are nice if you're like trying to look for shiny Pokemon, or if you're just trying to catch more Pokemon in general. It casts a wider net. You know, you're basically doubling the amount of Pokemon that you see in the wild. Pretty good if you want to catch new Pokemon, honestly. They can make things harder though, so, you know, use at your own discretion, but I don't mind super lures. I'm going to use Nidorina here since it is 4 times super effective with Sand. Oh, we missed. Okay. It is super effective with Sandsear Storm. And we get the map. The map is, I feel like most people should get the map within the first 100 floors. If you don't, you're probably just pretty unlucky. The map's like only a great ball tier item. It allows you to choose where you go. So basically after 10 floors, I believe you have a 50% chance of being able to choose where you go next. Which you don't get to choose anywhere. There's only like a couple options, but that can definitely help your run, because if you're like, oh, I really need a fairy type and fairy cave is an option on the map, it's like, okay, well, I'm going to go fairy cave. Whereas if you didn't have the map, it would just randomly put you somewhere and you might not go to fairy cave. You know what I mean? So another thing to take into consideration or to keep in mind, the reason why I'm mentioning these specific floors that you have to keep in mind is because they're not random. They're the same every single time. Floor 35 will be your first encounter with an evil team. And that's important to know because, you might want to make sure your Pokemon are healed for this, because it is a trainer battle. It's not like a super hard battle, but it is a trainer battle. Trainer battles can, of course, be random. You should generally be keeping your Pokemon decently healed throughout the run. But we have Team Skull here. I'm still looking for Team Star. I've never seen Team Star in my life. Oh, it's got corrosion, so it poisoned my poison type. That's crazy. Yeah, like I said, it's not a super hard battle, but yeah, I mean, they're level 24, which is the same level as me. Yeah, so like it definitely could get out of hand if you're not like healed up and ready for it. And depending on the team, you might get screwed over. So yeah, just make sure you're ready for make sure you're healed up and ready is pretty much what I'm trying to say. We got a Moonstone, which, oh, that evolves Nidorina. I was like, who does that evolve? Nidorina, which has a really nice shiny in this game. Eviolite. Eviolite is an item that you guys can unlock. Basically, you have to beat PokeRogue with a not fully evolved Pokemon. So, for example, I did it with Muna because Muna just wasn't really doing anything on my team, and I didn't think as a Musharna it would be valuable because I was doing Mono Psychic, and Mono Psychic's really easy because it just blows Eternatus away. So yeah, I did it with a Muna, but like Porygon 2 is a good Pokemon to do it with. Duraludon's a good Pokemon to do it with. There's a few Pokemon that you can do it with, because Duraludon gets a G-Max form too. Some Pokemon don't need Eviolites to be decent, and Duraludon's like probably like the easiest one that I can think of. Duraludon's type is also really good for Eternatus, by the way. Dragon Steel, very, very nice. As for me, I don't think I'm going to get value out of Eviolite because most of my Pokemon are going to be fully evolved soon, but it might be worth picking up because there's actually a new mystery event that where you can trade items, and Eviolite it's a decent item. It's like Ultra Ball tier. You can get something good for it, so we'll give it to Toadschool for now. Toadschool probably would make the best use of it, but Toadschool will be evolving soon. X accuracy is really good, especially for like triple Axel mons. Definitely pick up X accuracies whenever, if you can. If you're going into an important battle and you can pick up an X accuracy, definitely recommend doing that. I'm just going to pick up a Citrus Berry for Nidoqueen for now. Citrus Berries can come in clutch. They just they healed such a decent amount of health. Lumberries are good too. I'll give that to Firo, why not, whatever. And we're getting our Manectric, yippee! Manectric can Mega Evolve, so now we can potentially start seeing Mega items, which I will say, since the last time I made a video covering stuff like this, like, you know, 6 months ago, because after doing an important battle, you get good items, the chances of you getting the Mega Bracelet, the Mega Stone, and the Mega Bracelet, it's just increased exponentially. Like, for example, I did Hoenn only, and I had like 4 Mega Evolutions on my team, and I'm pretty sure I got every single one of them to Mega Evolve. I had Mega Aggron, Mega Sableye, which I didn't actually end up, I disabled those Megas. I had Mega Glalie as well. And then there was another one that I had too. I literally had 4 Mega Evolutions on my team. Whereas, you know, PokeRogue before this update, Mega Evolutions were just pure chance. But like now, there's a good chance that you will get what you're looking for. It's pretty nice. So in that regard, it's more consistent to use Mega Evolutions if you want to use them. Memory Mushroom's good. If you have, you know, if you get rid of one of your egg moves or whatever, or if you learn a TM and get rid of the TM, you can actually remember those moves using a Memory Mushroom. And some Pokemon only learn moves by Memory Mushroom, like Sludge Wave, Nidoqueen. We didn't get that naturally. Now, I'm not going to teach it because if you look at my Nidoqueen, I already have Malignant Chain. 100. I don't need Sludge Wave. It's a downgrade besides PP. But like certain moves, like Earth Power, we can relearn Earth Power on Nidoqueen, which usually we wouldn't be able to. So I'm not gonna though, because we have Sandsear Storm, of course. Yeah, that is definitely an option. You know, I'm gonna refresh there. Typically, this is just for demonstrations purposes. Typically, I wouldn't do that. Just for demonstrations purposes, though, I would personally rather pick up the. Wait. Oh, was Slipturn always there? Regardless, certain moves can only be taught by Memory Mushroom, so definitely if you see a Memory Mushroom, it's worth looking through. A Pokemon is only as good as their moves. So, you know, look through. Maybe you'll see a better move in there. I'm going to pick up the Big Nugget though. And of course, randomly throughout your run, you will encounter random trainers. Nothing you can really like do about that. It's just going to happen. You're just going to encounter trainers. They're like mystery encounters and like in terms of them popping up. So definitely always be like as healed up as you can be without wasting money. Like for example, if I'm on floor 59 and I know my next battle is just a boss Pokemon and not a boss trainer, you know, floor 60 is always a boss. If it's a trainer or a Pokemon, depends on, you know. Aha, the Gimme Gold chest. Tells you the odds down in the bottom right of getting a decent item. The Something Terrible is basically the Gimme Gold will one-shot your Pokemon. I don't have the opportunity to go over all the mystery encounters because I would have to do several runs and try and get like really lucky. So if you do want to know about the mystery encounters, like I said, there is the PokeRogue Wiki and they have a section here for mystery encounters. You can read all about them. Yeah, they literally covers like what all of them do, and I always just open this one. Got some pretty decent items from it. Nice. We can only pick one obviously, so I will take the Silk Scarf and give it to Firo because Silk Scarf increases the power of a Pokemon's normal type moves by 10%. These items are really strong. Like a 20% increase is significant. So extreme speeds from Firo is going to be doing 20% more damage. Like I said, significant increase. I always pick up those items if I can, and we're getting a little man evolving. Let's go. It's pretty nice shiny. Carbos. Carbos is increases the holder's base speed by 10%. The higher your IVs, the higher the stack limit. So yeah, these are also really good items to stack. I like giving Carbos to the Pokemon that is going to try and outspeed Rayquaza. Weavile naturally already outspeeds Rayquaza, but it doesn't hurt to give it a little bit more of a boost, just in case Rayquaza, you know, just in case, I don't know, just in case. Doesn't hurt to give it more of a boost in case Rayquaza's got like some buffs or whatever, I don't know. And also, it just allows Weavile to outspeed more Pokemon, so give the, and Soldew, another good item. 10% increase to the Pokemon's nature. So like, for example, my Jolly nature will become more Jolly, pretty much. Weavile speed is 113 right now. If I give it this, go back to Weavile, it's 123 now. It significantly increased Weavile speed and significantly dropped Weavile special attack. Of course, if you're a neutral nature, it will do nothing. But yeah, pretty good item in that regard. You just gotta read what every item does, to be honest. We're learning Roost. I'll teach it to him. I probably won't ever click it though. And floor 50, you get a golden Pokeball, which pretty much just adds one extra item. You know, if you just hover over, it tells you everything. Like, it's a roguelike. It's a lot of reading. Power Plant or Dojo. I'm definitely more equipped to take out fighting types right now than I am electric types. So let's go to the Dojo. Psyduck is evolving. Yippee yippee. Last Pokemon had to evolve, I'm pretty sure. We have a Golduck. And on floor 55, we have another rival battle. So, you know, that's why I picked up the X accuracy there. because we are coming up on a rival battle, so it doesn't hurt to just have, just be prepared for that. I'm gonna PP up Wicked Blow because it only has 5 PP and I'm realizing I want more. Oh, we're coming up on a rival battle. Let me pick up an X attack. We got Rival Ivy on floor 55 though. She switches to Soul Rock, which is whatever. I'll go into Golduck here. Oh, that hurt. I'm gonna Bouncy Bubble, heal all my health back. Yum, yum, yum. Bouncy Bubble's great for that. What's insane about Golduck is it has Simple. So like one Aqua Step will put me up to +2 speed instead of +1. One Mystical Power will put me up to +2 special attack instead of +1. It's kind of like Golduck, definitely crazy sweeping potential. +4, +2. And then we can just Bouncy Bubble and heal all back. Like Golduck, once he gets going, is crazy. And Frost Breath is insane too because it always crits. So if Rayquaza has +6 special defense, doesn't matter. I'm gonna crit you. Simple as that. I'm gonna crit you. And like I mentioned previously, you get guaranteed good items for being Ivy. I don't think you get guaranteed good items for being gym leaders because they're always at the end of the thing, but you get guaranteed good items for being Ivy, guaranteed good items for being the evil teams, for example. So I'm gonna pick up the big nugget because it's money is everything. But yeah, Golduck hasn't had any stat increases, but its moves and its passive is so good that like it just makes it such a better Pokemon, you know what I mean? Just from clicking Mystical Power 3 times, we're +6 special attack, and we're pretty much unstoppable. Toadschool's learning Spore. Now, me personally, I'm not a big fan of moves like Spore and Sleep Powder and Poison Powder and Toxic, mostly because later on in the run, most Pokemon have like Lumberries, and you just have to, just using Spore just for the Lumberry to be eaten and then they can do damage. It really puts you on the back foot, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Candy Jar is decent. It increases the number of levels you gain for rare candy. So if you pick up a candy jar and I use a rare candy from now on, I'll get 2 levels instead of 1. Candy jar can stack quite a bit. I'll just take it, why not? But we are coming up on another gym here. Because it is the dojo, it's going to most likely be a fighting type gym leader. I'm going to get another EXP all, why not? I'm probably making this game look easy, but you have to please keep in mind, my Pokemon are fucking insane. I'm hard carried by my Pokemon being cracked. I'm going to pick up the Egg Voucher Plus. The way I see the Egg Voucher Plus, I value them as like 50 floors worth of Pokemon. And that's because in Endless Mode, every 50 floors after you beat some Paradox Pokemon, you get an Egg Voucher Plus. Now, the downside of it simple is, even though we double our stat increases, it also doubles our stat decreases. So Low Sweep does -2 instead of -1. So we're going to offset that by using Aqua Step here. But yeah, Egg Vouchers, I value them. If Egg Vouchers Plus specifically, I value them as like 50 floors worth of, and you know, since this run is only 200 floors long, an Egg Voucher is a huge pickup. I will mostly pick up Egg Voucher, especially early game. I already have all the Pokemon unlocked. If you're new to PokeRogue, I would almost always pick up an Egg Voucher. It depends if you would rather value, you know, if there's a Mega Stone that you have and you need the Mega Evolution to finish your run and you really want to finish your run, then by all means. But most of the time, I think you should pick up the Egg Voucher, the Egg Voucher Plus specifically, because like it all adds up and it just gives you more Pokemon to play with and better Pokemon to play with. So floor 62, you're going to start seeing the evil teams. Keep that in mind. Like I said, since my first video, so much has been added. They've added evil teams, they've added mystery encounters, and it just adds like so many more important battles to the game. I hope he used dive. Oh no. Added so many more important battles to the game. Because you gotta, like, the evil teams, like they're pretty hard. I'm gonna Bouncy Bubble this thing. Yum. So yeah, 62, 64, 66, you're gonna see the evil teams. It's gonna be 2 grunt battles, 62 and 64. And then you're gonna see the evil team admin, which is depending on the evil team, of course. You know, for this it'll be Plumeria because I think she's the only admin, and that's what I was talking about. I was talking about this earlier. I don't know if I cut it out, where like it needs like a buffer of like 2 or 3 seconds, so like I can't just accidentally fat finger through the eggs, because now I have to refresh, beat this, and if the eggs hatched as I just did an important battle, that would suck. Wow, I actually hatched some pretty cool Pokemon. I hatched an epic shiny Solosis, which I don't think I had before. And we hatched a level 2 shiny Hisuian Voltorb, which looks like he's like squirting water out. That's crazy. And then a regular shiny Zigzagoon, which I didn't really need, but yeah, shiny. If you hatch shiny Pokemon, they give you more candies as well. Like I would have got a butt ton of candies just from hatching this thing. Same with this guy. Would have got a decent amount of candies for hatching this thing. You get more, I think you get, if you catch a Pokemon, so if I catch a Zigzagoon in the wild, you get 1 candy. I think if you hatch a Zigzagoon, you get 2 candy. If you catch a boss Zigzagoon, you get like 4 candy. If you catch a shiny boss Zigzagoon, it becomes like 8 candy. Like it all stacks and it multiplies. So definitely, like, you know, the better and rarer the Pokemon, the more candy you get for either catching or hatching. So keep that in mind. Like I said, 64 is going to be another battle. This could have been a double battle, but thankfully it's just a single battle. Single battles are so much easier to deal with. It's my boy. Hello, Scrafty. I'm going to pick up the big nugget here. 65, just another regular Pokemon with Aqua Step. I think I mentioned earlier, but like obviously if you're setting up like this with like Moxie or whatever, these setups do stop after you swap out. I'm going to give the Iron to Nidoqueen. Like I said, Plumeria, Skulladaman. Every time your Pokemon swaps out and swaps back in, which will happen for trainer battles and whatever, it will reset your stats as just so you can't like sweep the entire game, which is completely fair in my opinion. Oh, it's not going to kill. That's fine though. It didn't really do much back. That's fine. I think that's completely fair because otherwise you'd just be sweeping the entire game and that'd be really boring. So keep that in mind as well. You know, yeah, in my opinion, this game is it's just like a lot of resource management. You just got to manage your resources, make sure your Pokemon's got PP, make sure your Pokemon's healthy, and you'll do just fine, I think. PP Max is so valuable, but we're getting some decent money from Big Nuggets at this point. Who needs PP Maxing? I don't think anyone necessarily needs it. I think, well, PP Max Triple Axle, I don't think it's needed, but another mystery encounter. So there's Clever, Strong, and Mighty. Mighty is a bit overtuned in my opinion right now. Honestly, I'll do the Mighty battle just because I can. It's early days, so the Pokemon aren't too overleveled, but as you go on later on, it will become much harder. Plus, I have a Golduck. This Golduck is absolutely insane. Like I said, PokeRogue is all about winning with your favorites, and I think this is a really good demonstration as to how that is even how is that possible? Because like they haven't increased Golduck's stat. Golduck's stats are still very much mediocre, but because they've given it simple and you know, moves that are you know, Aqua Step and Mystical Power, moves that are easily abused by simple, like you can make any Pokemon good. There's some Pokemon that are maybe a little bit beyond saving, so they sort of just become support Pokemon. Like for example, Unknown's passive ability is Pickup, which is really nice. Pickup is nice, but you know, Unknown's it's a bit too shit to save, so they made it more of like a, you know, bring Unknown. It only costs 1 point to bring it, and it will be, if you have its passive ability, you can pick up items, which is really strong in this game. Pickup's a pretty strong ability. I don't personally use it much, but it is really good. Another thing, Soothbell. Soothbell's good. It increases friendship gain per victory by 50%. If you're trying to grind candy, this is the item you want. I'm not too bothered about that right now, so I'm not going to bother with it. Rogue Balls, amazing. 3 times the catch rate. If you think about Ultra Balls are 2 times the catch rate. Rogue Balls are 3 times the catch rate. Insanely good Pokeball to catch, like, you know, some troublesome Pokemon. If you're having trouble with a Pokemon, you want to use a Rogue Ball. If not a Rogue Ball, a Master Ball, but Master Balls are rare, obviously. I'm personally going to pick up the money. If I didn't have a full team though, I would have picked up the Rogue Balls probably. Just because of where I'm at in my game, I don't need specific things. Like I don't need you know, the Soothe Bell at this point. I don't think there's much value in me having the Soothe Bell, because I mean, once I'm done beating the game with these Pokemon, I'm probably never going to use these Pokemon for anything else, because I'm going to have their ribbon already, unless I'm at the point where I've beat the game with every single Pokemon and I'm playing for fun. Who plays for fun though, right? I really do hope this video has been valuable so far. I am going to go all the way till the end of the run, but I hope just seeing how I play and how I set things up is valuable. And if there's any questions you guys have, please ask. I'm happy to try and help the best I can, and of course in the comments, if you guys have any tips of your own, go ahead and leave them. I really want this video to be long and extensive, so like you can put it on in the background and you can maybe learn a thing or two, you know. Rare candy, I mean, I'll just give it to Weavile, whatever. I'm trying to remember everything, but like it can be hard to remember every little thing because there's just so much to this game, you know? And yeah, every 10 floors, you will get a boss battle, of course, and then you will, you know, be healed up or whatever, and you'll be transported to your next area. So Grassy Fields, Metropolis, or Lake. I don't have a gym battle, so, and I think I mentioned this, but you can actually, oops, I accidentally selected one of them. I'm going to Lake. Okay, that's fine. You can actually, is it here? Yeah, you can look on the PokeRogue wiki. If we go Lake, we can look at you know, what comes after lake, beach, swamp, or construction site. So I can like try and prepare myself. You know, if I didn't have a full team of Pokemon and I'm like, okay, so after I finish lake, I'm going to be fighting another gym leader in one of these 3 biomes, like one of these 3 biomes here. I'm going to be fighting a gym leader in one of these. So let me just make sure I've got Pokemon ready for it, you know? It's just nice to prepare yourself and like just get an idea of like what's needed. Me, I think part of the reason I love PokeRogue so much is it's so easy to just mash A, you know? But oh, hello. Man, I would have loved to seen you in space. This is an expert breeder. Basically, you can gain some friendship with some Pokemon. You just basically have to like sweep her with one of your Pokemon versus her 3. I think she always has the same Pokemon. I think Weavile should be able to handle them. Yeah, it's Clefairy, that's Terra Steel always, or Clefable, Terra Steel always. We've got Chansey as well, which we can also just one-shot with Storm Throw here. And then the last Pokemon is Wobbuffet. Okay, yeah, Weavile was kind of tailor-made for this, to be honest. Weavile just handled that easily. And yeah, we get some friendship for that, which is nice. And I think we got 2 rare eggs or something. I'll pick up a Citrus Berry. Oh, Nidoking already has Citrus Berries. I'll pick up a Citrus Berry for Toadscroll, why not? My team looks so scuffed right now, but it is actually like with all the passives and stuff, it's actually a pretty solid team, to be honest. I just want the Mega Stone at this point. Super Fang. Super Fang is a really good move, actually. I'm not going to be bringing it personally because I've already got really good moves on my Pokemon, but if you can teach Super Fang to one of your Pokemon, really solid for boss Pokemon, especially Eternatus. I'm pretty sure it just like takes out one of their health bars. Really solid move. Can't recommend Super Fang enough. I actually just maxed out my EXP all, so I can't get any more EXP alls. That's awesome. I don't think we're going to be hearting for levels at all. EXP balance is a controversial item. It basically like makes it so lower level party members get more EXP to like, you know, balance. It's exactly what it says on the tin. It's an EXP balance. A lot of people think it's like such an awful item. It's not bad in classic mode. It's actually pretty good if you're like struggling for like levels like that and you want to like balance out your Pokemon, you know, you just want to carry with one Pokemon and have everyone else catch up. But because my Pokemon are already all like pretty much leveled up the same, EXP balance is worthless for me, but it's not a bad item at all. We unlocked Fire Lash on Tauros and we got a level 2 shiny Zangoose. What a very pretty shiny. I'm gonna just keep taking nuggets because like, yeah, there's nothing too threatening going on right now. Pick up the Relic Gold. Relic Gold is an insane item, by the way. You definitely want Relic Gold if you see it, because it just gives you so much money. It's like a rogue tier item. Oh yeah, the item rarity, it's like Pokeball, Great Ball, Ultra Ball, Rogue Ball, Master Ball. There's like 5 different tiers or whatever. Obviously the Master Ball being the rarest. And then there's like, yeah, there's specific rarities in amongst those. So yeah, I'm gonna, which type of gym do I want to face is pretty much what I'm looking at right now. We'll go construction site. I think we should be decently be able to handle construction site sort of gym. Shell Bell's a decent item. Basically heals 1/8 of the damage you deal. So if you've got a Pokemon that just one-shots things, like probably like Golduck or Golduck would probably be a good Pokemon to give this to. I should never have came here. I hate Magnezone. Magnezone's so annoying. It's just got sturdy every turn of the way, man. It sucks. Probably should have mentioned this sooner. Like I said, I'm struggling to do like a tutorial because like there's just so many things that I just do naturally and forget that it's not the norm for everyone to know. If you press, I don't remember what buttons. I think it's like V on your keyboard. It will tell you like the active battle effects. It will tell you, you know, if you've got like hazards on your side of the field. It'll tell you like weather conditions. It also tells you the time of day, which is useful for certain Pokemon evolutions. Certain Pokemon evolve during certain times of day. This little icon here means it's daytime. This little icon right here is daytime. If you press C on your keyboard, it tells you your Pokemon stat changes and also the opponent's stat changes. So you can see if the opponent has any crazy like stat buffs or debuffs or whatever. Agriculture Premium, Master Ball here I am. Crazy. I'll take it. We are coming up on floor 90, which is a gym, and it is within 5 floors, so an X attack will still be in effect during the gym battle, which is good. So we'll pick up the X attack. No point of taking another X attack because it won't really benefit us, you know, so it's just a waste of an item slot. We'll just pick up the Citrus Berry instead. Expedef, we'll pick it up. Why not? X items are pretty good, like I said. You can just pick up like a whole bunch of them. They're definitely good for gyms. And we got another rare candy. Here you go. And we're facing Lieutenant Surge. All right, we're in the power plant now. We are coming up on another important battle known as floor 95. It is another battle against Ivy, which is of course is your rival. I think Ivy is honestly probably like the biggest hurdle. So if we pick up a dire hit, we'll have increased crit chances against Ivy. Oh, this guy. I've never done this one before, but this guy basically, he takes one of your Pokemon, sacrifices it, and then gives you a chance to catch a legendary. I'm personally not going to do it, but yeah, that's what he does. he takes your Pokemon and gives you the chance to catch a random legendary. I think of the same type of your Pokemon maybe, but yeah, I don't find it worth it. I'm usually pretty content with the Pokemon I'm using. Ooh, Rogue Balls. I'll take Nuggets instead. Oh my god, I love missing, dude. Let's go. I'm wasting all my PP on... Dude, are you serious? I've missed 3 of them now. God damn it, man. I'm gonna give this elixir to Nidoqueen. I usually would pick up the X for F, but floor 95 isn't too bad. It is where things sort of start shifting because Ivy, for example, has a Terra on her start Pokemon, which does obviously change the starter's type. So for example, if you're facing an Incineroar, it's going to be just a pure fire type now instead of fire dark type defensively, so that can be a bit easier to deal with, but it is going to output more water damage, or well, Incineroar would be fire, but this thing's water damage, which Golduck does resist, so we'll go into Golduck, but it's probably... Like, that did an okay amount. If it wasn't Water Pulse and maybe Hydro Pump, it would have done a lot more damage. We're gonna Aqua Step. Oh, it's got Energy Ball. Okay, not great. Yeah, they can also get egg moves, by the way. So you're not safe. I'll be honest, I just want a clean switch into my Weavile. So I'll let Golduck go down here. And then we'll go a clean switch to Weavile. Weavile should have speed. Yeah, coward. Wicked Blow just absolutely one-shots. And of course we got Flame Bodied. Awesome, dude. I love that for me. I'm going to Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen should be able to handle this. Sandsear. And I missed! Sandsear Storm. Dude, this is why X accuracy is so good. We're dealing with this guy, Toucanon. I'm going to no retreat. I don't actually... Do we get an accuracy buff? We don't. Okay, that's fine. No retreat makes it so you can't swap, but it gives you an Omni Boost, which is +1 and everything. We should have speed this now. Yep. Yeah, we're fine. This thing resists, but like there's nothing else we can hit it with, so we'll just have to muscle our way through this Soul Rock. And then of course this absolute loser right here. Get out of here. Setup moves are crazy. I never used to really be a big fan of using them just because like X items were pretty much my setup moves, but since X items have been nerfed, I've definitely been using setup moves a lot more. And then as I've always said, for beating Ivy, you get good items. You got 4 Ultra Ball tier items. I'm going to take the Wide Lens and give it to Weavile. So now we have 100% accurate triple axles. We don't have to worry about missing triple axle against Rayquaza later. So that's good. And they need to add that like buffer in between egg skips soon because this is annoying. We hatched a Lapras and a Veluza with nothing. Okay, that was worthless. A revive though. I mean, nothing's really happening. I mean, I guess we'll revive Golduck just so he can catch up in levels because of course if your Pokemon's fainted, they don't gain any XP. Another thing I've not talked about yet, of course you can re-roll for a cost. Because I've got a decent amount of money, I'm going to hit a re-roll. It does start costing more and more money. So it went up to from 2,500 to 5,000. So it does cost more and more every time you re-roll on that floor. Next floor, it'll go back to its original cost, but it just means you can't just spam the re-roll option on one floor. It's fine to re-roll every now and then. I do like to save my money though, so you won't catch me re-rolling much unless it's at the end of the run. But yeah, re-rolling can definitely be helpful, especially if you're looking for a specific item. It can definitely like save you. And of course, once again, every 50 floors we get the golden Pokeball, which just gives us an extra item slot unlock, which is super nice. Egg Voucher Plus, let's go. I'm rich. I hatched some new egg moves, or I'll just, oh yeah, new egg moves on 3 legendary Pokemon. Yippee. We got Calcium here, which is pretty good. I don't really like Stone Edge. Calcium does special attack, which our special attacker is Golduck or Nidoqueen. I think we'll give it to Nidoqueen now. This isn't just an ordinary Pokemon. So this thing can know basically a special egg move. I don't think you unlock the egg move though, which is kind of cringe in my opinion. I guess they wanted the egg moves to remain exclusively egg moves. I think it shows off the egg move that it has, and it's got triple axle, which is cool. So you can get a triple axle Klinklang right now for this run, but I don't think it unlocks it, which like I said, I don't really like that. You do have to catch it though. You can't just kill it and then catch it. You gotta straight up catch it. I'm not going to bother with it because I already beat the game with Klinklang before. Pretty sure I already have triple axle. Yeah, I do. That's why I used him. Yeah, ability charm. There you go. Dramatically increase the chances of finding a wild Pokemon with a hidden ability. That's cool. I mean, we'll take it. I'm not gonna catch any Pokemon, so it doesn't really matter for me. But you know, we'll take it regardless. At this point, my Weavile's cracked, and we'll just one-shot most things. Quick Claw is a decent item. 10% chance of moving first, regardless of speed. After priority moves. This is good for slow Pokemon that you would want to go first. I think I'll give this to like Nidoqueen, for example. Some Pokemon you don't want to go first, but Nidoqueen going first is only a good thing. Oh yeah, this thing gets Levitate as its passive. These boss Pokemon have passives, by the way. I don't know if that... Pokemon with a HP bar like this, they have passives. So keep that in mind. So if you want to know what Klefki's passive is, of course, you can just come here to go to the PokeRogue Yadadex, go to Klefki. Klefki has Levitate as its passive, which is seen as this little yellow ability right here. So now you know it's got levitate instead of having to, you know, find out. We've not really used Manectric at all, just because Manectric is not mega and I want to mega evolve it so bad. You can catch boss Pokemon, by the way. They just have to be down on their last health bar, or you can just straight up Master Ball them from full HP. These are some next floors to keep in mind. Floors 112 to 115, because of course Evil Team. We got Evil Team Grunt, and then on floor 114, I believe it is, we got Evil Team Admin, and then floor 115, you have the first battle against the Evil Team boss, which the Evil Team's boss, they're like nothing to scoff at. They're pretty tough. So definitely make sure your team's like prepared for that the best you can. Oh yeah, I have Flare Boost on my Nidoqueen, Flame Orb on Nidoqueen. That's gonna be extra damage. That's awesome. I'm running a lot of inaccurate moves this run, which is very unlike me, I'm not gonna lie. Mints, by the way, if you use a mint on a Pokemon, it will change their nature for this run and also unlock it for forever. So if you find an adamant mint, feed it to your Pokemon that could benefit from adamant nature, and you will be able to use that Pokemon as an adamant nature from now on in the starter screen. It's very useful. I'm gonna take the X defense though, because Relax doesn't really benefit any of my Pokemon. And we got the Glamora lead, huge. We're gonna head with a run back, unless, oh, okay, yep, there's the Giga Drain. Yep, that last time she had Petal Blizzard. You know what, Weavile? You will handle this. Yeah, the game's starting to get a little bit harder now. Wicked Blow. We're dealing with a lot harder Pokemon. She got Toxic Debris set up, which can be seen if you. For me, it's plus, but I think if you press V, you can see Toxic Spikes 2 layers on my field. Toxic Spikes last for 5 floors, I believe. I believe they will last after this battle too, so that's going to be annoying to deal with, but what can you do? Weavile just goes crazy here though. Stealth Rocks also lasts for 5 floors, same as Spikes. So Stealth Rocks are actually really good. I would definitely recommend Stealth Rocks for Ivy's Rayquaza, because every time Rayquaza comes in, which you can force it to switch out, usually by sending in a Fairy type, whenever, you know, Ivy's Rayquaza comes in, it just takes huge damage from Stealth Rocks. Here's Guzma, floor 115. This is one of 2 Guzma battles, by the way. You will face him twice. This thing gets first impression, so I don't really want to be hit by that. I'm going to go into Nidoqueen to resist, and also soak up the spikes, which is huge. So the Toxic Spikes are gone. Malignant Chain. Yippee. We are Flare Boosted now, which is just going to make us do even more damage. As if Sheer Force didn't already buff us. We got a Flare Boost, Sheer Force. It's just one-shotting things that it shouldn't be. This thing's probably is gonna Jet Punch. Okay, that's fine. Nidoqueen is gonna go down, but it did put up a fight. Manectric, please do something. Okay, Vikavolt will set him on fire. Set this guy on fire too. Guzma is one of the weaker trainers. I'm only, maybe not. He gets a lot of bug types. Bugs are kind of his thing, and bugs aren't really great. But later on, he has kind of a crazy team, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna pick up the, I don't think we are hurting too much for levels. I might actually pick up the money. I value money that much. Other people might not value it as much as me. Everyone has their own play styles, of course. You don't have to play exactly like me, but look at that. Never punished. I just got Relic Gold. Gives me 19k. I'm rich again. I think you should aim to have maybe 100k by like the Elite Four. So like floor 180. If you can try and save up 100k, that would be huge. And of course, like I mentioned earlier with the gyms, floor 90, floor 120, floor 150. So we're coming up to floor 120. So either floor 110 or floor 120. You've got important battles around here. You know, we got the gym, you got the evil team, and then you know, depending if it's 110 or 120, either way, you've got important battles to do here. So we got a gym battle in Plains, which generally is, I think it's Charon or one of the 3 Unova brothers. We got Cylon right here. Cylon, you're about to get triple axled to death. To be fair though, I only have 5 PP on it, which I'm not taking my own advice and making sure I have enough PP. I definitely should have made sure I had more PP than but I get so relaxed when I'm playing PokeRogue, because like until like specific floors, the game is kind of like, I'm kind of just walking through it. It doesn't help that I've got so many strong Pokemon. If I was playing, I'd be a lot more strategic if I was like playing on fresh start mode, of course, but I've already beat that. Fresh start mode's definitely like the hardest for sure. As for here, we'll go Grassy Field, why not? Oricorio, I'm not really the biggest fan, but it can be. I think the biggest use case for Oricorio is if you go learn its dance, you can teach Revelation Dance to any Pokemon. And what Revelation Dance does is it takes the first type of your Pokemon. So for example, Weavile, it's Dark, and it gives you just like a base 100% accurate special attacking move that's single target. So if I was, I mean, if I didn't have, I mean, Rising Voltage is only really, I mean, I could, you know what, I'll do it for Manectric, mostly because, I mean, I probably could teach him Thunderbolt, but yeah, 90 power, special attacking, just teach him Rising Voltage. I mean, instead of Rising Voltage, because I don't have Manectric's passive, Rising Voltage is pretty much like, it's not getting as much value as it could be. So we'll just give it a little bit of a stronger move to help it out. Go another Egg Voucher Plus, why not? A Focus Band. Focus Band's a great item, 10% chance to live with 1 HP. I'll give this to Weavile. Weavile could definitely make use of that. Obviously, like, that's just RNG, but like, items like that don't hurt, especially because you can stack them. You can get multiple of those items. Egg Voucher Premium, Jesus Christ, I'm swimming in it today, man. Now, this is where PokeRogue kind of, after floor 120, PokeRogue kind of dies down a bit again. Nothing really interesting happens between floor like 120 and 140. So this is like a nice chilled moment. You get trainer battles and mystery encounters. It's nice that the game has down moments for sure. If it was just constant like hauling ass, that would be pretty annoying, to be honest. So it's nice that it's got these down moments. This is why Triple Axle is really good. 1, 2, 3 hits, brings it down. 1, 2, dead. It could just bust through the HP bars. Multi-hit moves are just really good in general for bosses in this game. Another good example of a Pokemon that you could use is Cloyster. Cloyster with Skill Link Icicle Spear is just strong. It's just really strong. Just hope that you don't face a special attacking Rayquaza, because otherwise, yeah, Cloyster has no special defense. 132, we got a Shady Salesman. I don't think you should ever do the cheap deal because you get like a really shitty side effect. So if you want to get vitamins for your Pokemon, which vitamins are really good, I'm going to give them to Weavile here. I'm going to spend 8k and Weavile got probably, I think, a Spadef and a Protein. I think that's what Weavile got. I didn't quite read it. So we got extra physical attack power and some special bulk. Nothing to scoff at. It's they're very valuable items. It just sucks that they're random, you know. So we're coming up to floor 140 now. You could either have a gym battle here or just a battle against one of these guys. After this, though, this is where one of the most important battles is coming up. It's floor 145. This is probably one of the most iconic, like, besides floor 195, floor 145 is where like a lot of people will either win or lose their run, obviously. It's the rival battle against Ivy where she first has Rayquaza. There's 2 battles with Ivy with Rayquaza. The first one's regular Rayquaza, the second one's Mega Rayquaza. So yeah, this is a pretty important battle. You got to make sure you're on top of it. There's been a few times where I have forgotten that we're doing the battle, and I will not have fully healed my team or made sure I've got enough PP on moves that need PP, for example. So don't be like me. Pay attention. You know, it's easy to just click the button, but pay attention. Floor 145 is nothing to scoff at. It's a hard floor. And also try and lead advantageous. So if you, for example, our rival's starter Pokemon is Inteleon, I will try and lead Golduck, mostly because Golduck resists water, but we have seen it does, I think it resets its moves every single time, but it does get Energy Ball, or it can get Energy Ball. I'll lead Golduck just because we resist ice moves and stuff like that, but make sure your Pokemon's all good. I might just pick up an X defense here just to help cushion some hits from Rayquaza. She does the N ... And let's see, it still has Energy Ball. I don't know when or if, I don't know like how the movesets work exactly. Like a lot of my PokeRogue knowledge, I stopped like learning how things work and I kind of just go with the punches. I think for example, Rayquaza here won't have the same moveset as Rayquaza on floor 195. So if you see a special Rayquaza here, you might see a physical Rayquaza there. So Energy Ball is kind of annoying. I missed my Mystical Power too, which is awesome. I don't think Golduck really does too much here, so I'm just gonna let Golduck go down. Now the unfortunate part about this is this thing's got 2 HP bars, so unless I like knock out one of his HP bars, it stays in a Water Pulses. Yeah, I have to knock out one of his HP bars. It's gonna go into Goodra because it doesn't want to die. From here I'll go into Nidoqueen, and we're of course burned because of the Flame Orb. I will no retreat because I don't think Nidoqueen's really doing or Goodra's really doing too much damage to Nidoqueen here. Unfortunately, I can't swap out now, so I kind of just have to go crazy. Rayquaza is going to come in. I'll just Malignant Chain. We'll take out one of his HP bars. Malignant Chain, it's dead. It just dies. Nidoqueen's just, I don't even need super effective moves. Nidoqueen's just that strong. This thing dies too. Yeah. If you got a good setup move going, like you can honestly just go crazy. I knew giving leftovers to Nidoqueen was the right choice. It just mitigates the damage that it usually takes. And of course, I should have just Malignant Chained, but I wanted to do super effective damage, man. Can you blame me? We'll just Wicked Blow this guy. Yeah, battle wasn't too bad. And of course, every time you beat Ivy, you get good items. Scope Lens, right here. Scope Lens is a really good item. Increases your crit chance. Scope Lens plus Dire Hit gives you a 50% chance of landing a crit. So if you have a Dire Hit plus one of your Pokemon has a Scope Lens, 50% of your moves are going to be crits, which is insane. Pair that with like a move like Night Slash that has a high crit ratio, guaranteed crits. Scope Lens, really good. Personally, don't really need to worry about Scope Lens though. I'm just going to pick up the Relic Gold because Relic Gold's so good, but I'm not going to accept this deal. This guy pretty much wants to lose. He wants to take your strongest Pokemon and give you money and a shiny charm. I don't think it's ever worth it personally, but oh, speaking of shiny charm, that's really funny. Yeah, shiny odds are 1 in 1,000 now, so your odds of finding a shiny without a shiny charm it's decent, you know? You encounter at least 100 Pokemon per run, so like, you know, you'll find shiny Pokemon in the wild too. Of course though, after the grueling Ivy battle, we have another gym battle to worry about. Honestly, I think I would maybe rather do 140 gym battle than 150 because like I said, after beating Ivy, you know, your team might be on like low health. You might have to like heal them all up and then like give them ethers and stuff. And you're going to be just wasting a lot. This is why money is the most important resource. You're going to be using a lot of your money just to make sure you can take on the next hard battle. You're going to be wasting a lot of your resources just so you can potentially beat, you know, just so you can beat 150. So like I think like the 140 gym run might be easier, but and then we got Big Nugget. I'll take Big Nugget, why not? And we got Roxanne. Okay, thankfully the spikes are gone. I'm gonna Aqua Step this. We should be faster now. I think we can honestly sweep this team, to be honest. After this, we only have one more gym battle to do, which is on floor 180. And for our final 50th floor, we get another golden Pokeball, which adds an extra item to our shop, of course. All right, final 50 floors. Let's get it. This is where like stuff really starts to get serious. You're going to be doing like back to back pretty hard battles. There's nothing from floor 150 to 160. Like there's no gym leaders or anything. Oh, hello. Bumbling Buffoon, brace for the brilliant battle. You'll be beaten by... Oh, I don't think I've battled this guy before. Remain unprovoked, affects one Pokemon's items. Return the insult, affects your Pokemon's types. A strange battle affects one Pokemon's ability. Ah, okay. Oh yeah, I think you get to like randomly change a Pokemon's ability or something, like to something like, oh my god, they're taunting me. Okay, that's fine. Blacephalon is crazy. Oh my god, Mind Blown just takes everyone out. Jesus. Oh yeah, they randomly change his type. Yeah, you pay attention to the types there. I didn't even notice that it was a psychic ground type. That's crazy. So what happens here? Sensational Showcase. Savvy suits a special skill. Cloud is offering to permanently change one of your Pokemon's abilities is Snowboarding. Yeah, this is actually really good for Weavile. Snow in this game, I mean also in the main series games, Snow actually makes it so ice types get double the physical defense. I think it's double. It basically makes it so they like the physical defense is higher. Ice types have got higher physical defense. So that on Weavile, pretty good. I mean, pressure wasn't really doing too much for me. Like I'm sure it was like helpful some ways, but yeah, I mean Weavile is not really bulky. So like you could argue pressure might be better in some ways. But honestly, Snow Warning is just more fun. Amulet Coin increases money rewards by 20%. So yeah, anytime you get anything money related, 20% increase to that flat. If you pick up a nugget, 20% increase to the nugget. You beat a trainer, 20% increase to that. Like anything money related, 20% increase. Pretty nice. So definitely want to pick up amulet coins whenever you can. But we are coming up on another important battle. We got Wide Lens, which is good. I might give that to Nidoqueen for Sandseer Storm. We're coming up on another important battle. We're facing Guzma on floor 165. This, of course, is a fixed floor. Guzma's going to lead Golisopod, which is not a great lead for me. I'm going to Defiro, swaps to Buzzwole. I'm going to just click Floaty Fall here, goes into Xurkitree. Okay, yeah, Guzma's got a bunch of like Ultra Beast. And Electric, yeah, we've got no Lightning Rod in this guy, so of course we can take an Electric move. How much Flamethrower? He's going to Power Whip, that's fine. Xurkitree's dealt with, easy. I wish I had Mega Manectric, but Lightning Rod is nice here. Goes back into this thing. I don't really have the best answers for this thing. I will just Flamethrower. He's Focus Punching. What an absolute idiot. Sometimes the AI does some silly things like that. I'll Revelation Dance. Nope, first impression takes me out. That's fine. Party moves are so good, man. All right, going to Firo here. Probably scares it out. I'll tidy up. Yeah, I figured we'd scare it out. Floaty Fall doesn't... Nope, there's the close combat. Okay, that's fine. The animations definitely give me time to think usually. So like I'm just playing way too fast right here, but Skitter Smack on that thing was genius. Cool. I'm actually going to go into Nidoqueen. Oh, Okay, we both swapped. I'm gonna Baneful Bunker. Aqua Jet's poisoned it. Nice. It's got Lumberry though. See, this is why I hate these moves, man. I'm just gonna Malignant Chain. Absolutely demolishes Samurott. Jesus Christ. Got Mega Pinsir here. Dude, oh my god, man. Guzma is bringing the pain. I should be able to clean up here with Weavile, I hope. Oof. Skitter Smack does so much damage, dude. I'm gonna Spore. Pinsir Spore again. No Lumberry. Strength Sap. Give me your HP, thank you. I'm gonna Sappy Seed this. Did I miss? Pretty sure I missed. Leech Life, we lived. Oh my god, we lived. I think I missed Sappy Seed again. I love my life. Go to sleep. Strength Sap, give me the HP back. I'm going to Weavile and hope that doesn't wake up. Thank you. And Triple Axle should finish this thing off. This thing's a pain in the ass, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, first impression does so much damage, dude. Skitter Smack doesn't kill me, thank god. Wicked Blow. Let's go Weavile. And then the last Pokemon. Thank god it didn't have Bullet Punch, otherwise I was toast. Jesus Christ, that was rough. It's gonna cost us quite a bit to heal up our team. But we do have Relic Gold right there, so we can afford it. We don't really need to heal up the whole team though. Just maybe heal up a few Pokemon. Pick up the Relic Gold. You don't have to heal up the whole team because I mean, unless your next gym battle is 170, which mine isn't. Oh, hello. Oh god, yeah. So doing this, she basically randomizes your team. Kind of insane. She just randomizes your team, which can give you like some new unlocks. So, you know, if you're new to PokeRogue, but like dude, it's so late on in the run at this point. I don't know if I want to do that. I'm going to do it just to see. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Bureau. We got Karida. Hey, yo! Oh my god! Your Pokemon team has changed, or is it the same team you've always had? Oh my god, dude. Yeah, so, good god. Wait, do they all have their passives too? Oh my lord. That's kind of bonkers, I'm not gonna lie to you, chat. Wait, are they fighting Dark, Ghost Dark, Dragon Flying, Dark Fighting, Fire Psychic, Fairy Fire? That's absurd. I'm gonna refresh. I just wanted to see how that worked, because I've never done that one before. I don't think I want that. I think I'm happy with my team. Thank you, though. Yeah, so if you say no to her, she decreases your levels. So, she's not very nice. What the hell? Dude, she like decreased my levels by quite a lot. I'm level 140 now instead of one. Dude, that's crazy. That's actually kind of a bad event to get. God damn, bro. She decreased my levels by a lot, which is bad this late on in the run, let me tell you. Oh, Wasteland? I think I need a gym leader from here, so hopefully I get it. That'd be nice. Don't love that my levels have been decreased that badly though. Jesus Christ, dude. It's kind of a big deal, not gonna lie. As if I wasn't already struggling. Dude, my team is this crazy and I'm kind of struggling because PokeRogue, I know it says my Pokemon are 162, but it's just bugged. My levels are actually lower. My crazy ass team is struggling. If that just gives you any indication on how hard PokeRogue has gotten. I'm gonna pick up the X accuracy because I just can't be bothered with missing my moves. Thankfully, we've got Weavile here to just sweep through these guys. I'll take the Expedef, why not? We're finally back up to where we were before we got our levels decreased, which was really inconvenient, but hey. Better than my whole team being swapped out by some random nonsense. I'll take the XP Charm at this point. And I don't get Claire, I get Raihan. Yippee. Awesome, I love that for me. I need to fight Claire for the voucher, and I get Raihan instead. Great. I'm gonna go into Nidoqueen here because I don't really feel like losing a Pokemon unnecessarily. And by the Pokemon, I mean Weavile. Dude, these Dragon Steel types have gotta go, man. That thing lived. Are you kidding me, dude? Weavile, it's your time to shine. Just triple axle the rest of the team for me, why don't you? Yeah, this is easy. So that's all the gym done. Now, from 180 onwards, it's Elite Four, Champion, and Rival IV. I'm gonna pick up the X attack. The Elite Four you face is random. It's, you know, because it's Gen 5 though, we're going to face the rest of Gen 5 here. But like if you're doing a challenge run, like mono whatever, like mono Gen 5, it will be Gen 5 Elite Four, for example. I think they said they're going to try and make it so you got like the same Elite Four, same like gym leaders and evil team for the generation you're doing as well. I think they want to try and do that, but I'm not 100% sure if that's not a thing yet, at least. Thankfully, Weavile can just Wicked Blow her way through this team. And for our efforts, we get the black glasses. And then 184, so it's 182, 184, 186, 188, 190. Those are like the important battles. So every other battle, it's important and not important. So you get like a chance to kind of like, you know, recoup yourself. And this is why I said you should probably try and have 100k, because if something goes terribly wrong and you get fucked up quite a bit, you want to have as much money as you can to like heal up your team for every battle, you know. Try and have a full team of Pokemon, unless you don't need them. But another benefit to Triple Axle is that because it hit 3 times individually, each hit has a chance to crit. You know, it's not like, oh, the first one didn't crit, the rest of them won't. Each hit individually has a chance to get a critical hit. which is pretty good. It just gives you like the chances of landing a crit just so much, there's just much higher because you've got three chances in one turn to get a crit, and obviously triple axle gets stronger and stronger, so such a good move. Just wish the accuracy wasn't so bad, but it has to be to balance it, you know. And then we got Caitlyn as the last Elite Four member. Caitlyn is no big deal for Golduck though, and we get the Manectricite finally. Jesus Christ, dude. This guy's been like in the back doing nothing this entire time. Now he's finally worth a damn. At this point, I'm probably like, okay, I need to give some ethers to some of my Pokemon because I've been, you know, using the same moves over and over again. I might pick up the X special attack now that we got Manectric. We got to face Alder. All right, now we're on the final 10 floors. You're going to face a bunch of Paradox Pokemon. You can only catch these if you have hatched them from eggs. You can't catch them otherwise. So you have to have already caught them before to catch them. Basically just catching them to get more eggs, candy. Yeah, and honestly at this point, I just try to stack as much like X items as I can because we're about to face Ivy. I'll do another roll here. Yeah, we still don't get anything good. I'll just take the nugget to make up for the money I just spent and lost. Of course, I got heavy slammed. That's just the dumb thing about leading Weavile is it's so frail, dude. We got an X special attack though, which is helpful. So we'll pick that up. And then of course at this point, it's helpful to make sure your Pokemon have got the PP that they need. So if you used like, you know, a low PP move, then definitely fix that up. But I'll take the X accuracy here, I think. I won't complain. This thing does get Energy Ball. What I like to do usually when I'm playing and I'm like really sweating hard, I'll write down her Pokemon and I'll write down the moves that she uses. Energy Ball into Manectric shouldn't do too much. Yep, she still has Energy Ball. I'm gonna Rev Dance. Oh my god, I just one shot. Nice, good job, Manectric. Goes into Goodra. We'll go into Nidoqueen. Tank a Dragon Pulse. Good job. I'm gonna Malignant. Nope, she stays in. Okay, I'm gonna Sandsears. Yep, get out of here. I thought I was gonna swap into like a, yeah, like something like that. Malignant Chain, Beaks Blast, that's fine. What do I want to do here? Let's go into Manectric, and then let's just fire off a Revelation Dance. We got my Cargo, that's fine. My Cargo doesn't really do anything to Manectric. We got Soul Rock here. Let's go into Toadscroll. Oh my god, Jesus Christ, that did a lot. And then we got Rayquaza. I'm gonna Strength Sap as it goes for Hurricane. Good to know. Manectric drops its attack. I'm gonna Ice Beam. Oof. Okay, we took it down. That's good. Outrages now, that's fine. It's -2. Honestly, Weavile might be able to take an Outrage. I'm going to Triple Axle. It's faster than me. Oh, I got +1 speed. But that's fine. The Wide Lens comes in... Wait, did it have a Focus Band? How did it live? Oh, it does. It has a Focus Band. Are you kidding me, dude? He has a Focus Band. That's such bullcrap. This is where Fearow comes in, and we've got E-Speed. Pussy. This is why I love priority moves, though. They come in clutch. Rayquaza would probably sweep me there if I didn't have E-Speed on my Fearow. And from there, I'm going to Sacred Ash because I think it's worth it for my team. And then we'll just pick up the Egg Voucher, why not? And from here, for Eternatus, I honestly, I think the best thing to do is to pick up X items as well. X defense and X special defense mostly. If you do get like X attack though, that's fine. I think X speed is probably the most worthless one. But keep in mind, Eternatus is going to be stealing your items. So if you've got like a Reviver Seed, maybe try and get that wasted before you go to Eternatus because you don't want Eternatus having your Reviver Seed. X defense again. That's not what I want. It's not what I want. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna make sure my Pokemon's moves are ethered up because obviously Eternatus takes 2 of your PP for every move you use because of pressure. So yeah, definitely make sure your important moves that you need are PP'd up. I'm gonna reroll again, please. Nope, I don't want X speed, man. I mean, I'll take it, but it's not what I want. Last chance to get something decent here. Expedef, that's exactly what I needed. Cool. So now we'll take hits from Eternatus better. Now, of course, we do have a Topsy-Turvy guy. So what the plan is, Weavile's so frail. I think we'll just lead Weavile. We'll Triple Axle here. 1, 2, and Flamethrowers. That's fine. We tank it. Triple Axle again. Bring it down. I think the last 2 Triple Axles land. Nice. And then we'll just keep Triple Axle with Weavile as much as we can. We'll go for Floaty Fall so we can try and flinch it with Fearow. I think Fearow's too slow though, unfortunately. Yeah. Weavile dies, but that's okay. We're not going to send in Toadscroll just yet. We'll go to Golduck. Let's just let it get its stats up. We'll Frost Breath because that will crit, obviously. Dynamax Cannon, Sphero, that's fine. Frost Breath, crit, nice. Let's go Toadscroll now, actually. Let's Frost Breath, and we're going to Topsy-Turvy. So now Eternatus' stats are upside down. It's still going to gain stats, obviously, so just keep an eye on them. But yeah, we'll Mystical Power here, and then we'll Sappy Seed. So he's got a Leech Seed on him, which he can't get off. The only way you can get rid of Leech Seed is by swapping, which he can't swap. Eternatus can, of course, recover too. He doesn't have anything to... He hasn't gone the Lumberry yet, so we'll put him to sleep. And this guy is just cooked. Like, this guy is just completely dismantled. Didn't even need to send in, like, Manectric with Ice Beam or anything like that. Well, I'm not... Manectric and Nidoqueen are two bonds that have got, like, Ice Beam and, you know, Earth, the Sandsphere Storm. And yeah, that's Eternatus handled. And those are 6 more Pokemon that I've beat the game with now. Yippee, yippee, yappa, yappa. Psyduck, Toedscool, Nidoran, Female, Sneasel, Electrike, and Spearow. Yeah, you definitely can win with your favorites. There's a cool little Hall of Fame section right here. You can see your Pokemon like Hall of Fame style. Really, really neat. But yeah, all in all, the game has gone a lot harder. I hope this video was able to like kind of help you just understand like my mindset of playing PokeRogue, and maybe it'll help you just, I don't know, maybe I'll just give you some information you didn't have beforehand. There's so much to this game. This game is going to constantly be getting updated as well. So there might be new features and new things that aren't covered in this video. And if that's the case, and if there's enough new features, I might eventually make an update to this video. But hopefully that should cover PokeRogue for now. I've obviously got more challenges to do, but I will be wrapping up the game soon. I'm like sad and happy at the same time. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope it helped. Of course, if you have any tips of your own, leave them in the comments. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Happy to answer. I just want everyone to enjoy the game. So thanks for watching.